We eventually voted to recommend approval of the conditional use permit for this in-home childcare to the board, provided two conditions are met. No more than 4 children should be cared for at any one time, in addition to her own children. And the home should pass inspection by the Riverview Fire Department. Since then, Riverview has inspected our home and it has passed inspection. I'd like to ask Ms. Steed if she'd like to speak on her own behalf, describing her proposed business, including the days and hours of our operation. Would you be on the line? Would Toya Steed be on the line? Okay.
Make sure she's not muted.
Yeah, I don't know who she would appear as.
What is her name? What's her name again?
Toya Steed. I did leave a message for her last night to let her know tonight was the hearing. I believe others at City Hall have also contacted her recently. I believe we cannot go on then. I believe her presence is required at the hearing.
So if she's not here, where do we go from here?
Unless the city attorney would indicate otherwise, I think we just go on to the next agenda item.
I agree with Pat.
Okay. So,
What's going on?
Mayor, I had a question
who was that?
about Elliot.
All right, go ahead.
So, Mr. Baird, the process requires for the applicant to be present for questions.
Yes.
I believe it does.
Okay, all right, that's what I just want to clarify. Okay.
Then we'll proceed with the next agenda item.
We have 2 hands up, Yvonne Elliott and Elise there.
All right, Alderwoman Elliott, Dales.
I was
your
just
hands up.
gonna state, oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna state, Mayor, that we just move on to the presentation of the unapproved minutes since the individual isn't here and they have to be present. That's basically what I was gonna ask.
Okay. Pat, are you ready to proceed?
I also have my hand up to I'm typing it in to amend the presentation of the unapproved minutes. But I'm typing it in right now, so that's okay. I apologize. I'm gonna add to it if someone else would like to make the motion. I'm not gonna make the motion.
Okay, what motion is that? I don't see anything typed in yet.
Presentation of the unapproved minutes.
Oh, okay. Is there someone, a motion to approve the unapproved minutes? Presentation of unapproved minutes, Alderman Carroll.
Mayor, I move to amend, or, well, never mind. I move to, let me redo the motion. I have a correction that I'd like added. What is, I'm sorry. I move to add, why does it keep coming? I'm sorry. Let me try it a third. Okay. In the November 5th, 2020 minutes, I move to add under Family Dollar liquor license during a discussion among the alderpersons, it was determined that the managing officer was not a taxpayer or voter of St. Louis County as required by state statute chapter 311.
Alderman Elliott, Dales.
I would like to add to the unapproved minutes, my statement, Alderwoman Dale's response statement, and Citizen Wanda Lane email comments to be added to the minutes and be posted with the minutes.
Mayor,
Alderwoman Elliott.
yes, I was seconding Alderman Carroll's. That was the next phase of the process, was the second of for his motion. It was already a motion on the floor that was pending to be second.
Any further discussion?
My statement, I would like to add to the unapproved minutes, my statement, Alderwoman Dale's response statement, and Citizen Wanda Lane email comments to be added to the minutes and be posted with the minutes.
Is there a second? I don't see another hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll second.
okay then. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Mayor, I'm sorry. I didn't put my hand up quick enough, sorry. I had a question. Are the minutes, it's pretty much for city clerk, are the minutes going to our city email? Because I have issues every now and again on the computer getting in there.
Yes, they are posted on the city website after they are approved.
No, I'm sorry. When you're sending the unapproved ones, are they
Oh,
going?
no, they're not on there at that point.
No, are they going to our city email account, our individual email
Oh,
accounts? Or
yes, it comes with your packet.
okay, it was not in the packet that I got. I'm so sorry. Okay, just wanted to make sure that you were still using the other Gmail account for me.
The
Okay.
Alderwoman Reed one.
Yes.
Yeah, your packet is the same as everyone else. I send them all out at the same time.
Okay, I only had a few pages in mine, but I believe you. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.
So we got a motion and a second here. Alderwoman Elliott.
Yes, I was under the impression that Citizen Lane was providing public comments for tonight's meeting. So I was just curious to why it was being requested to be included in the minutes from the last meeting.
It was let me raise my hand. I have a comment, Mayor. When I received the minutes, I thought there was an email when she sent citizens' comments. I thought that she sent that email to be posted from some of the items that she had previously stated because she couldn't finish. So that was the reason why I asked for her statement to be added. Because I think citizens have asked Fran to add their comments. The citizens who we work for asked the city clerk to add their comments, and she also doesn't include our comments, which the citizens want as well. So that's why I put that in my unapproved minutes. It can, as long as it's posted, because that is what the individual is asking for, our citizen. That's the answer why I added that in.
Alderwoman Elliott.
I just want to share for the citizens, Missouri Sunshine Law has some minimum requirements for minutes that must be read. There are date, time, place, members present, members absent, and a record of any votes. The Sunshine Law does not specifically require the comments from aldermen or the public to be included. Whether those are included is left up to the board. Further, the city may have adopted rules or order regulations to cover proceedings with. And within those rules, there may be a provision that allows a single alderman to have their comments included in the minutes. In the absence of such a local rule, I think that the issue is then up to the board to vote. That's from the Municipal League.
Okay, and I would like to make a comment to that, Mayor. I see the statement that she stated. However, we work for the citizens, not Mr. Stewart. And if the citizens want the comments that they make in the meetings, that other citizens make in the meetings, and hear from their elected officials, we should honor what our citizens, our voters want. The people who we represent, who allow us to sit in their chairs, not based on what the Municipal League states can or cannot be added, but moreover, listen to what our citizens want. Just a little bit of common courtesy to our citizens who pay our salaries, who vote for us. That's what my comment is.
Okay, Alderwoman West, I believe, Alderman Carroll.
This is Alderwoman West.
Mhm.
First of all, the citizens do not run our meetings. The board meetings are for the elected officials to handle city business. The fact that we allow the residents to speak is a courtesy. It does not have to occur. That's just the way it is. So the citizen comments are not important, so important that they have to be in the minutes. They can always get the recording and listen to the recording if they want to hear themselves. Thank you.
You're welcome. Alderwoman Dales. Alderwoman Dales. You're muted.
I apologize. And that's that individual perception, but the citizens are important to me. And I hope that the citizens that are on the line, when the vote is taken, that should indicate what you mean to your alderperson. Because the people in Ward 4 mean a lot to me. And if they come in all the wards, if they come in and make a comment, whether it's about speeding or anything, their comments should be posted. They should be on the website. So if someone goes and reads that, they may get their question answered. If an alderperson makes a comment, they may put out pertinent information that everyone could read. So the citizens are very important to me, and what they say does matter, and they should be posted.
Points of order.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Thank
That
you
is how
so
I feel
very
about
much.
Mayor. That's how I feel. And citizens, that's how I feel about you.
Redundant, just so redundant.
All right. Alderman Thomas.
I was gonna call for the vote.
All right.
What the hell?
And let's vote. Roll call on somethings.
What are we gonna do?
Can you state
Where are we?
Mayor, we're at Alderwoman Dales' motion to add to the unapproved minutes Alderwoman Elise Dales' response statement and Citizen Wanda Lane emails, comments to be added to the minutes and be posted with the minutes. That's what we're voting on now. And then we have to go up to my amendment as well. After that, we vote on that, then we go on to the adding my vote on my motion.
Okay.
So we're voting on Alderwoman Dales' motion right now.
All in favor of Alderwoman Dale's motion,
I'd like a roll call vote.
call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Okay. Alderwoman Avant Elliott,
No.
Alderwoman Dales,
Yes.
Alderman Christian,
No.
Alderman Thomas,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
No.
Alderwoman Reed,
No.
Alderwoman West.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yes.
Okay. 5 yes and 2 no's.
All right, motion
I'm sorry.
fails.
I said that wrong, Mayor. 1, 2, 3 yes and 4 no's.
Okay.
Now, Mayor, we're voting on my motion to add, during a discussion among the alderpersons, it was determined that the managing officer was not a taxpayer or voter of St. Louis County as required. So that's what we're voting on now.
So, so you're voting, state your motion. I mean, I'm looking at it here.
I'll state it. It's right above Alderwoman Dales. I had to
Right.
do it a couple of times, but my motion
We're
is
voting-
in the November 5th, 2020 minutes.
Right,
I move to add under the Family Dollar liquor license, that heading, the following. During a discussion among the alderpersons, it was determined that the managing officer was not a taxpayer or voter of St. Louis County as required by state statute. Chapter 311.
okay, so you're voting down the liquor license, is that?
No,
what
we're
you-
voting to add that statement to the minutes. We already voted down the liquor license, but there was no, when we vote down, when I went to the municipal league
Okay.
training this
I
summer,
got it.
when we have to
We have
add
this
some sort of
statement.
statement like that.
All right, if there are no further discussion, then call the roll.
Okay. Alderwoman Reed, I'm sorry. Okay. Alderman Thomas,
No.
Alderwoman Dales,
No.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott. Avant Elliott, you're muted.
I apologize. Yes.
Okay. Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderwoman West.
Yes.
5 yes and 2 no's, Mayor.
All right, Alderman Carroll.
I move to approve the 11/5/2020 and the 11/12/2020 meeting minutes as amended.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay.
No.
No.
Okay, as have it. Meeting is open to the public for 3 minutes each, please. Public comment.
This is Kathy Mason at 1013 Donnell. I've got a question about what just went on. Are you telling me that what I say is not going into the minutes? But if my older person repeats what I say, then it goes into the minutes?
Madam Board President, would you respond to that? over to you.
Okay, no, that's not correct. Mrs. Mason, none of our comments are going in the minutes. So the only things that's going in the minutes are the things that I read from the municipal league and anything related and tied to Robert's Rule of Order. As a board, we can always vote to include certain things, but just as the motion that was made, it was something that was a compliance reason for a statement to be included. Other than that, because the city clerk is not a court reporter, it was recommended by a national professional parliamentarian that we not vote on any verbatim statements from board members or the citizens. Does that answer your question?
Well, basically what you're saying is so that whatever I say on this minute, during my time, doesn't mean anything? You're not going to put it in the minutes?
So you've added to your comment, nothing was said about meaning anything. The public comment is an opportunity based on our research to add to the decisions that the board is making. So if you have public comment that is for consideration of any of the board agenda items, the alderman would take it into consideration when they are voting. So that is the purpose of public comment, is to influence the decisions of the board. So it's not a matter of not caring about them. It's just that for the minutes is not something that requires the board to vote on it. But the minutes will be available, the comments will be available for public inspection if you send them via email per the notice that is published. So
So if I say now that I want to thank the chief of police, the fire department, and the ambulance, and Officer Raymond for coming to my aid in this past week, that is not going to go into the minutes? Do I need to repeat that?
Mayor, I can answer a question.
No, I've already provided the clarification, so I'm not sure what you're asking at this point. I'm not the chair. He just asked me to answer the question pertaining to that, but it's normal protocol that we not actually respond to public comment.
Mayor, I can answer a question if you don't mind.
Okay, what I want to do though, I don't want to get hung up right here.
Because it's
Okay.
past
I wanna
3
move the
minutes.
meeting along.
Okay, let's leave it alone then. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Alderman Dale. I know what you were trying to do. I appreciate it.
Anyone else?
This
Yes,
is Anthony.
sir. I'm sorry, go ahead, sir.
This is Anthony. Let me stop for a second. This is Anthony Green. On the meeting we had on November the 12th, we had read first reading of bill number 2599. This is a bill number to retain special counsel to review various legal matters, including a sunshine complaint that was filed with the Missouri Attorney General. In this meeting, the president of the Board of Aldermen indicated that there was a conflict of interest between the city attorney and the mayor because the city attorney is in fact appointed by the mayor. I believe Dalis in that same meeting indicated that that was part of the normal job duties of the mayor. My understanding from the questions that were occurred during the meeting, the president of the Board of Aldermen indicated that she in fact wrote the bill in question to retain the special counsel to review legal matters up to and including possibly responding to the sunshine complaint involving certain meetings that were held on August the 6th and August 12th. And one of those meetings includes the meeting that she presided over, as the mayor was not present during that meeting, and her job function specifically is to preside over meetings upon which the mayor is not present. So based on my understanding as a licensed CPA from the state of Missouri, since 1995, that is a conflict of interest, and this would fall under ordinance number for City of Belle Fountain neighbors, ordinance number 1492 Section 2-75, Article 1, 9-5-1991. Again, I will repeat that. That's ordinance number 1492, Section 2-75, Article 1, 9/5/1991, which will require a disclosure that is filed with the city clerk about that conflict of interest, because she is writing a bill, again, to retain special counsel for a legal matter, to review about a legal matter regarding a meeting that she presided over. And so that's a conflict of interest, because she's writing a bill, again, that will be to her, not her financial benefit, but be her benefit if the ruling is in her favor by the Missouri Attorney General. Doesn't mean she cannot write this. The disclosure just needs to be part of that as well, because she did highlight the conflicts of interest between the mayor and the city attorney, and explained in part, or I thought she did, why we should not be using the city attorney for this particular matter. I would also like a reflection from Alderwoman Reed. She's also a CPA, about what is a conflict of interest, because there seems to be some misunderstanding about what a conflict of interest is. I do understand that Carol may have motioned it, but I'm talking about who wrote the bill versus who could potentially benefit from the bill and what have you. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, anyone else?
Yes, sir. Several things. Number one, the very first thing that the Alderwoman read was the minimum requirement from the parliamentarian and whoever else, what other sites that she cited. They may be minimum requirements. It does not imply that the City of Belle Fountain neighbors have included public comments for as long as I can recall. I don't know when it started. The city clerk is not a court reporter, meaning she does not report verbatim statements that citizens make. They always is a summary of it. So that's just ridiculous. The alderperson stated the citizen comments are not important, and they may not be. However, the majority 5 of this board is responsible for this city losing $420,000 in a grant because the paperwork was not properly submitted. I'm not sure what all can be done about that, but I am investigating it, and a censorship is hardly sufficient in my opinion. I just don't know. And we also run the risk of another grant because an alderman is requesting items to be included in a resolution that are not required. All of this information is public information. There's something on the agenda about a reimbursement for a grant writer. I know this specific grant has built into it something called planning grant. The City of Belle Fountain has received 2 of these in the past, one in the amount of $6,400, one in the amount for $12,800, which actually is a grant that is used to plan the project. So I don't understand a reimbursement when no one asked for the donation in the first place. There's something on the agenda about a Zoom setup proposal. If this is something that the city clerk is responsible for, since she is the official record keeper, that's fine. I don't think anyone else, however, other than the city clerk, should be involved in Zoom meetings. And finally, the standing committee amendments. If these standing committees were established in the August 12th meeting, that meeting is still being investigated by the Attorney General's office. So anything that happened during that meeting is subject to be invalid. So I think that all those activities need to be put on hold until we determine what direction the Attorney General is going into. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else from the public wishes to speak?
Yes, this is CJ from 920 Fontaine Place. I just had a question. Is there a rule or ordinance that gives a time frame where the times and dates of these standing committee meetings have to be published to the public so they can watch or participate? That was my only question.
Madam Attorney, can you address that?
She can't.
I'm sorry, Mayor. I think she is speaking about the standing committees.
Yes, so like the human resources, from that August 12th meeting, there is several, and since then, there are several different committees or standing committees that have been established, whether they be illegal or not. They're meeting and they're taking actions, whether those be imposed or not. But I think that there should be a time frame to where that those meeting times and dates need to be posted so that the citizens can be abreast of what has happened in those meetings in case those actions are validated.
I'll defer to Alderman Carroll on that, Mayor.
Alderman Carroll?
To date, I believe there's only been one meeting of the standing committees that we established on August 12th, and that was not the last regularly scheduled board meeting, but the board meeting, the last one held in October. To my understanding, that's the only meeting that's been held of the standing committees. And because those are, those are required to be posted under the Sunshine Law with 24-hour notice. And from my understanding, that was all done and placed on the city's website. And that meeting, like I said, that meeting took place in October, the last board meeting, prior to the last board meeting. I think it was at 6:30 or 7. We've had a couple of meetings regarding the property maintenance code issues in the city, and those have all been posted on the city's website as well. I think we're looking at holding another one, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, to kind of discuss what we've done so far and what we're going to be doing for the month of December. But as I said, those are the only meetings, whether they are standing committees or special committees, that the board has created that have taken place.
Okay, that did answer my question.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes, Taylor, Bergman Court. I just want to say, I think instead of going back and forth about citizen comments, I at least speak for myself. I'm not concerned about the record of a citizen's comment, but the business of the city. These meetings have seemed to become meetings more drama-filled and less getting the necessary business handled, which can be eliminated by the mayor. And at 9:30 time, he's looking for may be attainable if he can conduct the meetings accordingly to the rules that are established. I recall the citizens being more concerned about crime, speed bumps, property being maintained by owners and landlords, and etc. So I hope at some point the board can be allowed to handle the business that is necessary to get this city up and running like it should be.
Thank you. Anyone else? If there's no one else, then we'll bring the meeting back and we will have our treasurer's report.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So my treasurer's report will be brief, aside from what I've already provided. Basically, the city has $3.5 million in funds in the local investment banks managed and administrated by the treasurer, mayor, and city clerk. To date, Well, as of October 26th, the city received 50% of the CARES Act funds held by St. Louis County in the amount of $373,000. And the remaining half of the CARES Act funds held by St. Louis County will be distributed roughly towards the end of the month. Originally, on the documents that were provided, there was a due date of 11/13. However, based on the documentation that's needed to be provided to St. Louis County, the deadline has been extended to the end of this month. So there's an expectation for the remaining 50% of those funds to be provided at the end of this month instead of the middle of this month, which has already passed and we didn't receive it. In addition to that, the annual audit, which started in September for last fiscal year, is still being conducted. To date, there hasn't been any significant issues brought up or any significant concerns that the auditors have pointed out just yet. So I'm still in conversations with the auditing group as it relates to audit request and backup documentation. So I'll update you all as that goes on. In addition to that, as a part of my memo, I provided information on the bond refinance question that was posed last month related to call dates and refinance options. And I won't go through all of it. It's a part of the documentation. I provided the email maybe a few weeks ago, but just as a point to point that out, the most recent time that we can do any sort of refinance of those bonds that will be beneficial for the city will be December of 2025. That can't be done just yet. So with that being said, that will conclude my report. And if anyone has any questions, let me know.
Mayor, you have,
Alderman Carroll.
Yeah, I have just one question. Were you able to get those figures of the total yearly sales of all of those businesses in the Bissell Hills Shopping Center, or when would that be made available?
I spoke with the city collector to gather that information. She said that she was working on it. I'd have to touch base with her to see what the time frame was.
Okay, and could you also include Conoco? I don't know if you got my email, but I'm also kind of curious at that Conoco station there at the Bell Fountain and Chambers. It's right across from the Bissell Hills Shopping Center. If you could also get those figures as well. Like I said, I don't know if you got that email or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You could forward it to me again, but I've been circling in the city collector since she's been reporting that type of information.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Alderwoman Dales.
Hi, Patrick, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
That's good. Has the auditors asked any questions regarding to some of the daily things that they may be going through? Have they asked you any questions?
As it relates to the daily things that they have been going through?
And to the audits that they're looking at, have they asked you any questions?
Considering the fact that this is the same audit group that has been auditing the city for the past number of years, at least as far as I know, they're very familiar with the financial structure and reporting of the city. So some of the questions that they've asked were related to prior year, fiscal year 19-18 activity and changes as it relates to fiscal year 20. So some of the audit findings from last year, some of those things were initial questions, how they were addressed, things of that nature, but specific questions to things that they've been dealing with, not exactly, more or less directly related to audit findings from the past, if they've been addressed, and providing backup to cover those type of occurrences this fiscal year during the audit.
Okay, and I don't have your report in my packet. Can you possibly re-email it to me? If you did, I don't have it in my packet. Please.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, and happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Oh, well, I don't see any other hands up, so thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
Approval of invoices over 500. Alderman Elliott.
Mayor, I just had a quick question for the treasurer. I was wanting to know how much was the line item for speed bumps? Do you have the actual budget up that you can just share what was the total amount for the
For speed bumps.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I am looking at the budget. What you said, the budgeted amount or the
The
actual
budgeted
amount?
amount. Yeah, the budgeted amount for speed bumps
Let me see.
and the account number.
If I can find it, I'll make note of it so
Okay,
that
you
I
can
can
put it. You
provide that
can put it in the
information.
chat if you find it. You can put it in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Mayor, I was not able to find the attachments for the over 500, only the addendum. So someone else would need to make a motion because I would not be able to vote on the over 500s. We would have to have a special meeting because the attachments weren't that there.
Okay. We're passing that up and go to a special meeting, right?
No. No, she was saying, I raised my hand.
I don't see it.
No, I'm raising it now. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're raising it now? All right, go ahead.
We needed a motion for the to pay the over 500. Is that what the next item is?
That's correct.
I make a motion to pay the invoices over 500 presented to the board of the total of $58,064.38. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. I see it. Is there a second? Is there a second to the approval of the agenda? I mean, the invoices over 500.
Christian will second.
Roll call.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott.
I'm sorry, Mayor. You didn't ask for questions, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are there any questions?
I did have a question. I just wanted to ask Alderman Thomas, did he get the email and was able to review the invoices? Because I've searched while being on the call. and
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Okay, Alderwoman Dales,
Yes.
Alderwoman Reed. Where is she?
Oh, I'm sorry. I abstain. I did not get the email.
Alderman Thomas,
Yes.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott,
Abstain.
Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderwoman West.
Yes.
5 yes and 2 abstain, Mayor.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Motion passes. Collectors, city collectors report.
Good evening, everyone. Before I go over the city collectors report for October 20th, Alderman Carroll had a question for our treasurer, and he forwarded the information for me. I just received it today, so I will be sending an email to you, Alderman Carroll, with that information.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so the city collectors report for October 2020. The capital improvement tax, $59,497.35. Cigarette tax, $1,919.79. Motor fuel tax, $24,307.99. The utility tax, $167,778.63. Motor vehicle tax, $15,138.42. Personal property, real estate and sewer, $5,185.38. Road and bridge fund, $317.64. Sales tax, $130,948.92. The county public safety sales tax Prop P, $46,881.28. Total for the month of October, $451,975. And the year to date is $1,762,286. And that is it for the report. Any questions?
Alderman Thomas,
Uh,
your hands up.
No, sir. I'm sorry.
Alderwoman Elliott, Alderwoman Dales, your hands up.
Kathy, I have a question. Sure. Based on the statement that Alderman Carroll put in the chat about the individual not living in our community, to your knowledge, could that put, if we deny the liquor license to Family Dollar, could that put the city at risk? I would have to defer to Attorney Coleman. I'm not in a position to talk about litigations and anything on the legal issue of that nature. So if Attorney Dorothy White Coleman can answer that.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Based on the information that Alderman Carroll put in the chat regarding an individual not living in the community, could that somewhat put our city at risk if we deny the license to Family Dollar?
I'm sorry, Alderwoman Dales. I'm not sure I understand your question.
Basically, what I'm saying is that we have in the last 4.5 years, we have never asked any of our other license holders, liquor license holders, that an individual live in our community. To start now, would that be somewhat discrimination?
I believe what Alderman Carroll stated was based on the state statute, the managing agent does not live in the county or the city of Bellefontaine neighbors. He was referencing the state statute.
Okay, I understand that that's what he's referencing too, but it has never been referenced to any other liquor license provided. And I just, basically just have that for the record, because I just feel that if we want to ask that, then maybe we should have a start date or point or ordinance, even though the state states that, but it hasn't been the norm. And sometimes if it's not the norm to ask one and not the others, I just consider it to be discrimination, and it could also harm the city. So that's basically what I was asking.
Well, I really don't think we ought to discuss that at this point. You know, I mean, it's been voted on, and I think we need to move on. Alderwoman Elliott.
I just want to indicate that for the record, the collector followed a particular procedure, and based on the integrity of their report, we made a vote. So this was never an issue where those components was known to be a concern. So, and I'm happy that this board is moving forward with processes that are correct. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Planning and zoning.
Yes, Planning and Zoning had an in-person meeting on Monday, November 9th at City Hall. The minutes from our meeting October 12th were approved without modification, and those have been forwarded to the city clerk. Ms. Joy Hargrove was present as an applicant for a change of use at 9266 Lewis and Clark. That is the former Regions Drive-Up facility. She would like to operate the facility as a food market with a kitchen for hot and cold items for pickup. We discussed the business she intended to develop there, and we reviewed the newly developed plans she provided. We were seeing the plans for the first time, so we did not have, we're not able to see them prior to the meeting. We requested some clarifications to the plans, which she indicated she would be provided in the near future, and that would allow more members more time to review them. She will attend our next meeting, December 14th, for additional discussion. The subject of food trucks was on the agenda, using information supplied by Alderman Christian as a starting point. The subject was tabled after a short time since he wasn't present and the matter is not urgent. Originally introduced only after a food truck was proposed to be permanently stationed at 10236 Cabot. The subject of Airbnbs was discussed as a result of an aldermanic request. I was informed that there are Airbnbs operating in Ward 4. The only information we were able to find for regulating Airbnbs came from the city of St. Louis. They tax them like any other hotel, motel, or bed and breakfast. The city's E-code site does not mention them at all. One of our members lives in Ward 4, and he was not keen on the idea of individuals renting rooms in the city, citing a recent break into his home. I'm going to find out more about Airbnbs in Ward 4 and report back to the commission. I do have one piece of non-P&Z subject matter, if the mayor would allow me to briefly touch on it.
Proceed.
Okay. You may have in your packet a resolution for Recreation Center pool repair sole source bids. I just want to let you know that those specifications for repairs were reviewed by both the city attorney and the city engineer. They are ready to be issued. That is all.
Alderwoman Elliott.
Mr. Barrett, I was just concerned to why it was necessary to do a resolution when we've just done an RFP, because that process is normally just done through a RFP. Why was it necessary, based on your understanding, to put it in a form of a resolution?
I believe that was brought up at the meeting November 5th. I can't speak to that, but since it was brought up at that meeting, a resolution was drafted.
Okay, because I didn't think that based on our ordinance, it was necessary and that a RFP should just be issued, but,
Mayor, I can speak to that
okay.
if you allow.
Okay, Alderman Carroll.
That is, if you look at I think it's the fourth paragraph where it states the ordinance number, that is required for a special bid because it's over $10,000. It requires, or because it's over $10,000, it requires a resolution. If it was under $10,000, it wouldn't. So whatever ordinance is cited in that resolution, you can refer to that and it kind of explains it.
That would be section 2-257.
Thank you.
Alderwoman Dales.
Mr. Barrett, I didn't have where you talked about the Airbnb in my minutes that I received from the planning and zoning. Is there any way that you can, it's not in the documents that I have in front of me, that when you talked about the Airbnb for Ward 4, is there any way you can email me that information?
Well, that was not in the October 12th meeting. That was just discussed in the recent meeting at the beginning of last week. You haven't seen those minutes yet.
Okay. Can I still, okay, I'll call you about that information. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mayor, you put your head down.
Well,
Sorry,
I'm
I had
blinding
my
you.
hand.
I'm blinding you.
No, I had my hand raised. I think you were finna go on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, Alderwoman Reed, I didn't see your hand. I thought that bone spot was blinding you.
No, it was not, sir. I just wanted a clarity point with, I think she was here when we did the, the boiler. And the boiler was like $85,000, I believe. As our processes weren't done right, but I just wanted to understand because we have never done a resolution in lieu of a RFP or RFQ or whatever. Why, can you explain that a little bit better? Why we need a resolution, which the resolution doesn't say what company we're selecting or anything. It kind of speaks to a sole source provider, and there's more than one pool repair place in, St. Louis County area, city. I just wasn't sure because we didn't do this with the boiler. Can you explain that, attorney? I'm not sure.
Yes, essentially, Alderwoman Reed, what we are doing is, because these are specialized services, we are utilizing the sole source process under 2-257 and issuing the 3 identified vendors the request for bids. These are individuals who apparently bidded on doing these services or performing similar services previously, and now they are being asked to submit a bid pursuant to the sole source provisions under 2-257.
Okay, I guess my understanding of sole source, doesn't that mean that there's only one person that's able to provide that service to us?
It doesn't necessarily mean that there's only one person or company, but there are limited companies or individuals who can provide that service. So they have been identified and they have been requested to submit a bid to perform the work that's necessary.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you, Pat. Building inspector. You in the
Good
White
evening,
House?
everybody. You have your numbers in front of you for October. We had a rather busy month for occupancy inspections. We had 41 new occupancy inspections and 31 re-inspections. A fairly busy month for our numbers. We have a couple of commercial projects going on that are involving cook hoods, exhaust hoods for cooking. We've been working with the city engineer to try to hammer out some of the problems with those projects and have been looking into those. The office has been closed down again for reasons of COVID. We've had some issues again with trying to get everybody online and working with the new procedure on that. We had a procedure for, we have all of our permits and applications posted online now for everyone to be able to go online, download, and be able to submit for those processes, not in person. It worked well last time. We were taking lists and keeping lists of people that are unable to do their occupancy permits due to not being able to come into the office to do those. It worked well last time. Hopefully it'll work well the same again. A bit of bad news this week. I don't know if anyone has heard, but Ted Stocker, former mentor of ours in the building department, has passed this week. I wanted to let the community know that that had happened. His mass will be tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning, and he'll be laid at Jefferson Barracks Cemetery tomorrow afternoon. So I wanted to let everyone know that. That's all I have to report this evening.
Alderman Carroll. Yeah, you're muted.
I said I never got an email from you regarding these block inspections. You didn't understand or you didn't know what those were, and you were going to check and email me back with that. I never got that. Can you explain what this block inspection, residential, commercial, and industrial and re-inspections mean?
Yeah, I thought we discussed that the last time. I didn't know I needed to follow up with an email. The block inspections are what we cite when we drive around the neighborhood and see things that do not comply with code. So those are visual inspections as we patrol. Those are.
So these are actual inspections, and these aren't citations. You didn't issue 97 citations for residential issues last month.
Well, technically a citation is given from the police. We give warnings of code compliance, non-code compliance. So the residential block inspections, the number 97 that you see, are initial initial. It's not a good word, but citations. It's an initial.
Okay, so let me, just so I'm clear. So these are like if you see like a gutter hanging down, you're driving through the city, you specify a certain amount of blocks, and there's a gutter hanging down, and then so you've issued 97 warning letters or whatever you want to call it.
Correct.
Okay, that's what that is. And then the re-inspection is like you give them.
We go back the next time after.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Is there another hand up? If there is, I don't see it. Okay. Thank you, Joe.
Merry, happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank you. You too. City engineer.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me good enough?
Yeah.
I won't go over the stuff that's been mentioned by Pat and Joe. A couple things I do want to say is that the Coburg project is moving along. They've got 3 crews working on it and they've got no issues at this point. I completed a basic training for MoDOT on the local public agency person and responsible charge for when we do these street projects and other grants. I learned a whole bunch of stuff on that. I'm awaiting approval of a position on the Board of Adjustment because we have some items that need to be brought to the Board of Adjustment's attention. And the last thing that I have is one of the trusses in the rec center. It's a wood truss. I noticed it was splitting and separating. I'm not a structural engineer. I got a name and I sent him pictures. This gentleman has done wood truss design. He said that he can come out and do an initial site visit where he'll come out and he will laser the trusses to determine if any are deflecting. He'll look for structural concerns, look for cracks, determine if the cause, and discuss the different repair methods. Basically, it's for an hour and a half, and it's $285. After that, he bills by the hour of $200 an hour. He has some concerns about the truss because it is a unique type of truss, and we need to probably get him to look at it. Or, you know, that I contacted somebody else, but they weren't comfortable looking at this type of truss. In the end, once we figure out what is done, needs to be done, it could take anywhere from another $1,000 or $3,000 more of his engineering, but he will get a legitimate document with his seal on it, you know, professional licensed engineer in the state of Missouri. How do I go about getting this approved of the 285 to get him in so he can look at this truss?
Alderman Carroll.
I can make a motion to put that on the agenda for next.
So in 2 weeks then, or in the next meeting in 2 weeks, then we can have it on there.
Yeah, because we have to give the public note. I mean, is the ceiling gonna fall in and kill anybody tomorrow?
It shouldn't, but I mean, we want to get on it. So in 2 weeks, yeah, that's be fine. I'll let him know that we'll be looking at it. We can discuss it and get on with it. He did notice on the picture I sent him, he's noticed some other ones, some cracks and some other trusses. So he'll look at them all when he's there.
So what are you asking for? To approve what?
I need to get him out a site visit, the initial site visit of $285. And then after that, you know, he can determine, let us know what a solution would be and what drawings need to be done. And that's where, you know, he's saying it could be anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000.
So is it for an hour and a half?
Yes, sir.
$285 for
Yes, sir.
1.5 hours.
Correct.
Okay, we can just put it on the agenda for at our next meeting.
Okay, and I guess then also if we could get the Board of Adjustment, or Mayor, I don't want to overstep my bounds. That has to be on the next meeting to get the gentleman up so he can be approved.
Right.
I just-
Call me
I wanna-
tomorrow. Call me tomorrow on that.
Okay.
I wanted to second, Mayor. He did the motion. I just want the second.
I don't think we need all that. We're gonna put it on
Yeah,
there.
we just doing a formal process, yes.
That you don't need to make a motion and a vote on everything.
Yes, we
We
do.
say it's going on the agenda.
Oh.
There's no objection to that.
Okay.
Mayor,
Are you?
We just gotta
West,
follow our
you waving at me, Alderwoman West.
I am, and you can put your head down and blind me all you want to. So, Alderman Carroll did make the motion, and so it does require a second. And, you know, I commend you for just saying it's gonna go on the next agenda, but we have to follow due process.
All right, who seconded it?
You.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott.
All right, been moved and second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposers, nay. Ayes have it. So make sure it's on the agenda. That concludes your report.
Yes, it is. Everyone have a good Thanksgiving.
I
All
just
right,
got a
thank you.
question, Mayor.
And call me tomorrow. Talk to me tomorrow about.
Okay, about the gentleman. Okay, good.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Alderman Carroll. You're muted, sir.
All right, thank you. On your report where it says occupancy residential repeat rental, could you explain what that actually means?
It's a house that has been rented before. It's not a new one. It's one that they just had a change of the person that's renting.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you.
Mayor, I had my hand raised for a question for the collector.
Who's I got a hand up?
Avant Elliott.
All right, proceed. I don't see it, but go ahead.
Okay, Klein, what is your involvement with the pool project that is being proposed in the barriers for Ward 4?
I've reviewed the drawings and the specs and the proposal part of the pool, but I have not been involved on the barrier project.
Okay, so based on your understanding, because we'll be voting on the resolution for sole source, and my understanding of sole source from doing the work is companies that are specialized, and so we have not seen no proposals were actually attached to this. So what is your understanding of the reasons those companies were sole source?
The type of work for the pool is specialized work, special coatings, and there aren't many companies that are qualified to do it. If you don't get the right person who knows what they're doing, it could create a much bigger problem for us down in the end. So these, there's 3 of them that we've been talking to, and Pat's done a lot of the work. I compliment him on that, but they will be reviewing and submitting their bids on the drawings and specifications that we have. It's gone through, we've listed almost every little minute detail that would need to be done, but it's such a specialized coating that that's why, if you want to call it sole sourcing, we're inviting these 3, almost like a pre-qualified type of situation. And we know that these contractors are capable of doing this, and they have done it at other municipalities.
Okay, so the statement that that's somewhat concerning, that a request for proposal be prepared and submitted to the 3 vendors that have been identified as a sole source of supply to provide the services and goods for the repairs necessary to Bellefontaine Neighbor Center pool in accordance with the requirements of the city code. So that made me conclude that they were going to be rewarded contracts to do the services because they are sole source versus them being required to submit their documents and then we approve them based on that. So
correct. No, they have to submit, and we can accept or reject.
So it'll be coming back to the board for approval.
Yes. Oh yes.
Okay.
No, that'll be submitted. We open it, and no, it's not that they automatically get it. We have our rights. We can say we don't approve any of the bids. But
okay, thank you for the
what it was is just these companies are qualified and can handle it.
Okay, thank you for the clarification, and you have a happy holiday as well.
Thank you. You too.
Alderman Christian.
Thank you. Why did we just vote on that? It was under $500. The mayor can just approve that and get the site or get the guy out to inspect the trust and get the information. We can vote on the bid and everything if he has to do something else, but it's under $500. Why would we have to put it on the agenda in 2 weeks? Get the guy out here now.
Thank you. Alderman Carroll, I guess. Alderwoman West.
Thank you. Alderman Christian stated some of what I was going to state, but for clarification purposes, all of this work was done on the grant that was submitted, the Parks and Recreation grant that was submitted back in July. So all of this work has already been done, pictures taken, the walks around the gym, the splits and cracks and all of that was taken care of during that process. So thank you.
All right.
So
Yeah.
do I then wait till next meeting, or do I contact this person and tell them to come and look? Or
Yeah, I think anything under 500, I can go ahead and approve. So we can do that.
I'll talk to you tomorrow then on that. I mean, I talked to the gentleman for probably a good half hour going over some stuff when I first sent him the stuff on the wood trusses.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few things. For the month of October, our stolen vehicle count was down to 5. Just a few of those 5 were related to people leaving the keys in the car. I can't explain why the reduction was so much per se. It could be a variety of different factors, but I hope that continues. The police department's been making every effort to increase its contacts with the motoring public. Most of what we did was at least 50% was related to moving violations for last month. I got a small story for everyone. This was a couple nights ago, and it's to raise awareness for how you act with people you don't know, and just be aware of your surroundings. We had a catfishing incident late in the evening. There were 2 15-year-old kids that lived in Bissell that posed as a female on Facebook Messenger and was having discussions with a man in his late 20s who lived out in St. Charles. They lured him to a vacant house on Farrington where they robbed him with a pistol. They took all his possessions off his body and they took his car. The police department, within a couple hours, arrested both of those individuals and turned them over to the Family Court Services. They were charged with robbery first, resist, stealing, all felonies. And so if you have vacant property on your street, please keep an eye on it for us. Call with any suspicious activity, and please be very conscious of how you interact with people on the internet as well, and emails that you check, catfishing scams, and other scams that you come across. Lastly, to report, a few of the regional chiefs and I, along with a nonprofit organization who are advocates for not only the Black community, but the community in general, and bringing the police and the community closer together. We are working on drafting legislation to run up to the state level. And this legislation would cover a lot of the hot topics that have been discussed over many years. It would address hiring practices, use of force, duty to intervene. It would address chokeholds, and it would address the responsibilities of the post commission, which I've discussed before. They license and de-license police officers. And that's one of the problems we've been having over since I've been in this field for over 25 years, that the post commission's having a problem keeping up with problem police officers that we don't want jumping around and servicing other communities. We want them out of the business. Other than that, that's my report, unless anybody has any questions.
Alderwoman Reed.
Thanks, Mayor. Hey, Chief, your report doesn't list out like stolen cars found in Bellfound neighbors, does it? Doesn't it only reflect vehicles that are stolen from Bellfound neighbors' residents?
So this, where it says offenses, homicide, rape, robbery, assault, burglary, larceny, and motor vehicle theft, that comes directly from the Uniform Crime Report submitted to the feds. That motor vehicle count is only the count of motor vehicles that are stolen inside of our jurisdiction. But it does not reflect the number of vehicles that would have been recovered from other jurisdictions where vehicles were stolen from, if that kind of clarifies it.
I think she's frozen a little bit. Okay.
I am. I'm sorry. My internet is unstable. Yeah, Chief, I was only asking that though because there has been 2 vehicles stolen and dropped off in front of my house in like the last 2 weeks. So I know it's hard for you to control that, but I was just wondering if it was in our report. Thank you.
No, that's nothing that the board has ever asked for. It can be made available if you need it ad hoc. But usually I just provide the information that's been requested.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I was just wondering, just
Okay.
because it's been weird. I guess there's a blind spot on my block. So, unfortunately, people probably know there's no ring on that particular home. And they're dumping cars, it happened twice in a row in less than 2 weeks. So, and they're stolen cars, so it's just kind of crazy. I knew they probably didn't get stolen from Bell Fountain, but they're being dropped off in Bell Fountain.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. They're recovered in a different jurisdiction from where they're stolen from.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Alderwoman Dales.
Hey, which departments is that you're working with?
Sorry, ma'am, what was the question again?
Okay, you said that you were working with other departments, police departments, about policemen hopping around. Which departments are those? Which other police departments are you working with?
I'll be honest with you, it's too numerous to talk about because it's easier to quantify them as association. So involved in this endeavor is the St. Louis Area Police Chiefs Association, which I'm still on the executive board for. So there are a lot of chiefs from that involved. There are chiefs from the Missouri Police Chiefs Association at the state level involved. There are sheriffs from the Sheriff's State Association involved in that. The Fraternal Order of Police is involved. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to present legislation from all levels of law enforcement within Missouri. And we are wanting to do this with this group that advocates for the same things that we do. For as leverage to get certain things done that not only we want, but the things that the public wants too. That's been the sticking point for many, many years. Every time that the police has suggested and recommended or brought legislation to the state to the betterment of policing and the betterment of our communities. For example, accreditation. Accreditation has been thrown around a lot. We've been accredited since 2006. It was about 8 to 10 years ago, they tried to take that to the state to make that a mandate to get police departments accredited, and it failed miserably. But that doesn't do our industry any justice, and neither does it do the community. So that's why we're working this kind of full circle with everybody. Instead of having individuals do it, we're having groups selectively do it that are associated with this type of work. And we're hoping to have, it's still in draft right now. The plans are that they have it submitted by December 1st because that's the deadline.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, Chief. City Attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. As I indicated at the last meeting, The Attorney General's office is seeking a written response to the 4 Sunshine Law complaints that have been filed against the city by November 20th, which is tomorrow. Because the city is seeking outside counsel to address those complaints, I contacted the Attorney General's office and requested an additional 30 days to respond to those complaints. And the city was granted until December 21st to get a written response to the Attorney General's office regarding those complaints. So I have nothing further, Mayor. Just wanted to indicate that.
All right, thank you. We'll move into unfinished business.
I had a question, Mayor.
All right, what's your question?
Attorney White Coleman, in speaking with the Attorney General's office, they said that their normal practice when an organization has an attorney is to send communication to the attorney, but that it was not necessary for attorney to respond, and that a response could simply be given by the city clerk. Is that something that is recommended, or is it recommended for a special counsel to handle this when it's just a simple statement indicating the events that took place? Could you share?
I would not recommend that the city clerk respond to these 4 Sunshine Law complaints. I would suggest that you ask the city clerk that question also, because I did discuss that with her.
Ask what question?
As to whether or not she feels comfortable responding to those complaints.
Okay. Additionally, are you aware of the statute related to conflict of interest to be able to answer the concern from the citizen?
The statute that was cited earlier, although I took note of it, I am not familiar with that particular statute.
But most of the statutes related to conflict of interest is in association of a benefit to a person, some type of financial gain or some other type of gain that they will receive. Is that your understanding of that from previous knowledge?
Without seeing the statute, I can't comment on that.
Oh, no, I'm talking about your general understanding of conflicts of interest policies.
A conflict of interest can exist because of a relationship, whether it be personal or financial. It has to do with the nature of the relationship between the individual involved and the matter that's at issue.
Okay, you're talking about the family members that it normally suggests in that policy.
What I am saying is it could come about as a result of a financial interest or a personal relationship. Some kind of relationship is typically implicated when there is a conflict of interest.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, seeing no other hands, we'll move on to unfinished business. Bill number 2599.
Mayor, I move for the second and final reading of bill number 2599, and the ordinance authorizing an agreement with Kurtz, Hine, Garrett, and O'Keefe to retain the services of the law firm in Hellman Star to act as a special legal counsel to the city regarding various city legal issues. I will put it in the chat.
Okay, is that a second?
A second.
All right, and it's moved and properly second. Are there any further discussion?
Mayor.
I see Alderman Elliott's hands up. Your hand is up.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to make a clarifying statement that this resolution is all encompassing of any services that we may need from the consultant attorney. It was not a motion that was made pertaining to the sunshine request.
Alderman Dales.
The woman about Elliott just stated that this is a resolution. I have bill number 2599 as an ordinance.
It was just a semantics. It's an ordinance.
Okay.
Mhm.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Alderwoman Reed,
Yes.
Alderwoman West,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
No.
Alderman Carroll. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yes.
Alderwoman Dales,
No.
Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott.
Yes.
We have a vote of 5-2, Mayor.
All right, thank you.
So,
Zoom, I beg your pardon. Go around.
Oh,
Richard.
okay. Bill number 2599 was voted and passed by the Board of Alderpersons with a 5-2 vote and will become ordinance number 2593 if and when signed by the mayor.
All righty. Zoom setup proposal.
Mayor, I move for Regis to set up a general board email address and that the city purchase an additional Zoom package with webinar for the use of the city clerk, sub clerk, and president of Alderman Board for use during board meetings and other commission meetings.
Is that Alderman Carroll?
Good.
Okay, Alderman Carroll seconded. Any questions?
Mayor,
I see no hand. Where are you?
it's Avant Elliott. I always like to during the debate section to make sure that the public is duly informed. If we obtain a general email account like info@board, then it can be attached to a Zoom without our city clerk having to use the one that's attached to her specific name. And then the additional package can be provided. So when the sub clerk or myself set up meetings on behalf of the board, it would not be her personal one that's attached to her name, which could be infiltrated and be a concern. So currently I have been using my personal Zoom to schedule board committee meetings. And so that's been at my personal expense. I'm not asking for a reimbursement, but I am suggesting this format as a way to streamline this process.
Alderwoman Dales. Unmute yourself.
And what is the additional fee?
We went over the additional fee the last time we talked about it. I believe it was like $30 a month. So it'll be $14.99 plus the $30 a month. So right now I pay $14.99 a month personally, and I use mine for committee meetings in lieu of the city clerk having to be there to set up each time. So
Okay, so basically it's $30 a month
plus
the $14 to set up.
No, it's $14.99 a month, and then the webinar is the additional amount that we voted on before. I can't remember. I think it's $30 a month. You have to look it up because it would have been if you go to Zoom, you should be able to see the packet. So you're looking at maybe $40 to $50 additional a month for that Zoom.
Okay, I would like for the city clerk to provide that to the board, if that's okay. She should have the minutes. She's the record keeper. That she can provide that to us.
Well, I know I'm the record keeper. You always say that, but what is it that you want? The amount of the Zoom packet?
Yes, and what it will be additionally a month.
A Zoom packet that we have currently is $150 a year. And I don't know if this is the same. Are you saying do the same one that you have, that we have now, Yvonne Elliott? One like this?
Well, remember, we voted for the webinar feature to be included and it hadn't been purchased.
Right, but that was an additional $40.
Yes, I knew it was,
Yes.
I knew it was additional amount. I was just, Mayor, are you in opposition of us complying with the motion to get that service? Because we were informed that it was an issue with usage of the credit card, which was what was needed to set it up. Is there any concerns that you have with us moving forward with this, so we would not run into any problems with a credit card?
Yes, I'm in opposition to it. I think we should just use the city Zoom and not have an additional one that would be controlled by you.
It's $600 a month. It's $600 additional a year. And if you said it's did you say $40 or $50?
The annual fee for what we're doing now is $150, but the one that she's talking about is like $40 additional.
So a month, is that a month, Fran?
Yes, a month.
Okay, thank you.
You're
So that would be an additional $480 a month when all we have to pay is $150 for what we have now.
So the question is, does the city clerk feel comfortable sharing her login access if a sub clerk was needed to facilitate a meeting, or if we needed to facilitate our investigative meeting and you were not available, would you feel comfortable sharing your login?
I don't have a problem.
Okay.
I mean, anybody can, I think that question would be answered by the mayor if he wanted to, pass that login, because it's not mine. It's just that I set it up. So it belongs to City of Bell Fountain Neighborhood.
Okay, so Mayor, we just need your compliance on getting what we voted on concerning the webinar package. And I will rescind my motion because we've already voted on that packet. So I would like to rescind my motion for the Zoom proposal.
Mayor, I've got a point of order.
Okay.
You can't rescind your motion if it's already been debated on. So we're gonna actually have to vote on this, either up, yes or no, because it's already been presented to the board. Had it not been debated, then you could rescind it, but because we're already debating.
Okay, when Alderwoman Dales had a second and the attorney had explained.
I did not second that. I didn't second that.
I'm not speaking to that. I'm speaking to the motion earlier that was seconded and the attorney had recommended that you rescinded. I was thinking that I could do the same process, even though it was already seconded. Are you saying, Alderman Carroll, that we have to proceed forward?
I would say we have to vote on it. Maybe we can get the attorney to weigh in on it. But from my understanding, when it's already, the motion belongs to the mover so long as it's not been debated upon. Once it enters debate, then it belongs to the board. So you can no longer rescind that motion. It either has to be voted yes or no.
Okay.
Alderman Thomas.
Yes, I had a question. It was just brought up that we may have some problems with the Zoom that we're currently using.
Not problems.
No. Okay. Well, we may have some issues with the city clerk who is who is bonded, using her name for us to use the Zoom, which she set it up, and we've been on Zoom since April, May. And I guess my question is, have we had any situations or problems, Madam Clerk, concerning Zoom, other than maybe having the numbers or going past the time?
We have not had any issues, no problems. And you're correct, it's been since like April, May. And so that year will come to an end next April, May. And so then it would have to be another $149 to start it all over again.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You're welcome.
Chair, we was asking the attorney, what can I do to take my motion off the table?
You was asking the attorney.
Alderman Carroll was.
Oh, okay. Attorney Coleman.
I am looking at Robert's Rules of Order now, and
if not, we can go to a vote. It wouldn't matter, because if it's declined, then we know that we're getting the webinar attached to the city clerks.
Yeah, what I'm finding now supports what Alderman Carroll just stated. So in view of what you just said, Alderwoman Yvonne Elliott, the mayor should just proceed with the vote.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last part.
Just proceed with the vote, Mayor.
Okay. All right, we ready to vote?
Yes.
I had a question, Mayor.
Alderwoman Reed, I see your hand up.
Thank you, sir. So are you going to have her purchase the webinar that the parliamentarian told us that we really needed to handle these meetings better? That would assist us in that? Because I know she's rescinding that, but you still said you're not going to purchase the webinar package, even
That's
though
true.
it's under, huh?
That's true.
So we made a motion for that. So are you not obligated to comply with the vote of the board? We motioned for the webinar packet to be added on previous meetings.
I mean, well, go ahead on and make your motion.
No, we already made it, but you we were told.
I asked for the roll call.
No, what she's saying
No,
there
sir.
is that. Go ahead, Alderwoman.
It was
Reed.
a couple months ago that we voted for Fran to go ahead and get the webinar package. It passed, we made a motion in this platform, and then city clerk told us that you said no, I'm $40 more a month on my card, even though it's the City of Bellefonte neighbors card. You said you were not going to authorize it. So I'm just wondering, with this vote here, if we vote for it and you going to comply with adding that package, the $40 a month, because we can't add it to this current platform here. You have to use your same payment method that you use when you set it up. So we can't use a different payment method, like a check or something like that. So I just want to understand, are you still firm on you are not going to authorize that $40 a month?
I'm not going to authorize it. Alderman, you done?
Yet we voted. Okay. And Attorney White Coleman, I'm so sorry. Could you possibly chime in? How does that work if the majority of the board passes something and then the mayor decides, I don't like it, or I'm not going to do it? Because we do bills and ordinances, and as city when and if signed by the mayor. So obviously we can approve things that he's not in agreement with, and he don't have to sign it. If a majority of us approve it, it should go forward, right? I mean, can you please talk to that for 1 second?
That would be accurate.
So what happens now that we voted for that months ago, but yet we haven't gotten a webinar?
Who's that? Who you directed that to?
Yeah, turn.
The board can reconsider it. You voted upon it, you passed it, but you can certainly reconsider that action.
I guess I don't understand how we reconsider it. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
If the board chooses to do so, it can certainly reconsider what it voted upon.
Well, if we reconsider it, we're going to vote again to have the Zoom package again. So, but what I'm saying is that's already been done. So we don't want to reconsider it. We just want it purchased. What happens in that we voted for something and now it's not being complied with?
I would like to make a motion to amend my motion by striking Regis to set up general board email and to add to the end of the motion the use of the credit card, the use of the mayor's credit card for purchase.
Is there a second? Alderwoman West, are you waiting for a second? The second?
I'm talking to wisdom right now.
Oh, okay. Alderman Carroll.
I second Alderwoman Avant Elliott's motion, amendment, I'm sorry.
Okay. Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, you can call the roll.
Okay, let me ask you, Avant Elliott, did you put that in the chat, that amendment?
Yes, I'm trying to put it there. So it's basically removing everything with the Regis setup and an additional email to just add to the purchase for the mayor to for the purchase to be made with the mayor's credit card.
Okay, now I do have a question, and I will have to see how this would work because you're saying add to the current web Zoom packet that we have, correct?
Yes, yours.
Right. So that's going to expire. So I guess when we add to it, it would all expire at the same time, I guess. And then it would, okay. I answered my own question. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, Mayor, did you want me to call the roll now?
Yes, please.
Okay, Alderwoman Reed.
Yes.
Alderwoman Dales.
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
No.
Okay. Alderman Christian.
Yes.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott.
Yes.
Alderman Thomas. Where is he?
You're on mute.
No.
Okay. Alderwoman West.
Yes.
Alderman Carroll.
Yes.
5 yes and 2 no, Mayor.
All right. Do you need to read a spiel on that one, or can we move on?
No, I don't need, that wasn't an ordinance.
Okay. Alderwoman Dales, your hand's up.
I just want to clarify with the attorney. I just want to clarify with the attorney. So the mayor does not have to grant use of his credit card to purchase the webinar, regardless to the fact that the board did try to overrule what he stated that he wasn't going to do. And this is to the attorney. And we can stay on the current Zoom account that we have. Because if it cancels out, then we won't have a Zoom meeting. And that's to the attorney.
This is the mayor's credit card, not the city's.
Not his personal one,
This
it's
is
the city's.
city's credit card.
Right, it's the city's credit card that only the mayor can use. The mayor and the chief have a credit card, so does I think Amy, or I think Amy over in the rec center. There's 3 credit cards. Just like at one time Mark was the only Mark and his wife was the only people that could use the Sam's membership.
Alderwoman Dales, I'll have to take a look at that.
Okay, all right. That's fine. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, let's move forward. Is Mr. William Simmons, Sherwood Hill subdivision? Is there anyone speaking on that? Nobody speaking on that?
Mayor, I'm sorry. Let me raise my hand.
I don't see it.
I got it now.
Alderwoman Reed.
So this kind of, I don't think Mr. Simmons is on, but this came to us from planning and zoning. So the gentleman, he had purchased 2 lights to Sherwood, it's called Sherwood Estates, I believe, off of 367, 2 lights to illuminate, when you're entering that subdivision. On his own. He did it on his own accord. There's no record that it ever came to the board for approval or not. He's been paying this for the last 4 years. The bill currently is just under $35 a month. So what he's looking for is for the city of Belleville neighbors to take over the payment first of the cost of the electricity to have the lights running. And then secondly, he wants a reimbursement for the past payments and installation of those lights. So initially, he's looking, for the city to take over the $35 a month. And then $35 times 12 months times 4 years is about $1,700. Was $1,650 to take over just the operation of it. I don't have any documentations yet from him saying how much it costs to install those lights though. So he isn't here to represent himself, but I wanted to at least bring it to the board, to motion if we want to take over the $35 a month payment from Ameren, not UE, Lord, it's been a while, Ameren. So that's pretty much my motion. And I'm typing.
All right, and you put it in the chat?
Yes, I'm typing.
Alderwoman Dales?
And Mayor, I would like to also state to the mayor, we have citizens in Ward 4 that also pay for those lights. They haven't asked for it, but if we can pay for this one, I think it would only be fair that we do it for all the citizens that take on these special lights and have been paying for them over 4 years. So if we reimburse him, pay their bills every month, then we should do it for everyone in each ward that has taken on these street lights to light up a certain section. That's only fair.
Are we on we didn't get a second yet, so we weren't actually at the debate part.
Alderman Carroll.
I'm waiting to see what our actual motion is before I second it.
Okay.
But if it's what she stated, I'll second.
Oh God. I'm so sorry. My fingers are
Your fingers, my back, my.
there's some misspelled words, sorry. But I motion to have the city of Belleville neighbors to take over payments for the Sherwood Estates interest lights in the amount of approximately $30 a month.
Nobody can hear me when I'm sitting there.
Second.
Has been moved and properly second. Any further discussion?
Yes, Mayor, I don't think that we should do this because we did not ask, it was not approved. And we can have, from this point on, citizens will come in and we have to be fair. We can't discriminate against other citizens who do this. If the city wants to take this on, we have to be fair across the board. We have citizens that have taken on lights over years. They pay for them themselves. They get them installed from Ameren themselves. It's not fair to do this. We're going to be taking on a lot more, and we cannot discriminate. It should not be discriminated against. Because I know of 5 in Ward 4 that pay for those special lights. And matter of fact, I think I'll add mine onto it if we do this. Because we have some in our backyard that the citizens didn't want to pay for, but other citizens have. It's just not fair for the city to take on something that they did not.
Mayor, I'm sorry, Alderwoman Dales. Mayor, we kind of prolong. Can we kind of keep our comments really quick? I mean, we've actually already heard that because we all want something to say.
Okay.
We're already at 10 o'clock.
Have you, all right, you finished all one there? That wrap.
I am, Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Alderman Thomas.
Yes, sir. This isn't the first time that Mr. Simmons brought this to the board. He brought it to the previous board. Previous board found that they weren't going to pay it. The HOA, the Homeowners Association for Sherwood Hills, they didn't agree because he didn't come to them with in the proper way to pay it. So I feel that that we shouldn't be entertaining this to pay for that light. Thank you.
All right, Alderwoman Reed.
Thanks, Mayor. I agree that I believe he should have went through the proper process initially and came to the city or went to his homeowners association because you initiated this on your own. I do not believe the city should take over payments, nor most definitely not do past payments. So I'm actually against it, but I believe us as a board, if a citizen comes to us, we should entertain their thoughts. But I am not for it.
Alderwoman Elliott.
Yes, I wanted to ask if our engineer is still on the line, whether or not he's aware of those lights, the positioning of those lights to suggest that is something that benefits that street versus that person. Does he know anything about that particular light, to whether or not it is advisable to move forward with that type of decision?
I'd have to look at it. I've not looked at it.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, I call for the question, please.
Well, Alderwoman West, you should be recognized at this point.
Okay, may we please vote? We done discussed it to death. So would you call for the?
All in favor of the motion, would you vote? Roll call, my dear.
Okay, Alderman Carroll.
No.
Alderman Christian.
No.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott.
No.
Alderwoman Dales.
No.
Alderman Thomas.
No.
Alderwoman West.
No.
Alderwoman Reed.
No.
All no, Mayor.
Okay. All right, let's move down to request for a proposal.
Mayor,
request for approval. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay. I'll talk to you later. Go ahead.
Okay. Purchase of a UPS battery. I don't know what that is, but Alderman West. I'm sorry, Alderman Carroll.
I move to approve the purchase of a UPS battery in the amount of $984.98 from Paragon Micro.
Is there a second?
Second.
Was there any further discussion? Well, then all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. All right, motion passes. Discussion of establishing a Bissell Hill Shopping Center as a community improvement district. That's Alderman Carroll.
I'm typing, Mayor, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're typing it in, okay.
Yes, I move to table this discussion until the December 15th, 2020 BOA meeting. That way we'll hopefully have the figures about all the businesses there to even see if this is financially viable.
Okay, that's enough. Alderwoman West second.
Okay,
Yep.
well, now,
Explanation.
I don't want to start nothing, but on a table, you don't need, a table stops discussion and it's just tabled. So we'll move forward. It's been tabled.
bad.
That's what you're asking for.
I think we normally vote on that.
Huh?
Yeah, we vote on that as well, Mayor.
You don't need to vote on it. Now, you can vote on anything, but there are some things you vote on does not need a vote.
But the board had not agreed to table it, so that's why we normally do that process.
So the mayor can't, you got a board member who asked to table it.
Mayor, if we could
And
just
I
go
agree
vote.
with, I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with you. Because I'm trying to move the meeting forward.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying, but with this conversation, we probably could have been voted and moved on. That's all I'm saying. so.
Yeah, it's been seconded, so we just have to have it for the record that we followed the process.
All right. It's been tabled. Discussion of citizen comments in the minutes.
Alderman Thomas.
All right, Alderman, proceed.
Yes, I move to include the citizens' comments in the minutes from this day forward.
Is there a second?
Motion in the chat.
I second it.
Okay. Are there any discussion? Wait just a minute. Hold on. Alderwoman Elliott.
I would like to amend the motion for the public comment to be made available in the city clerk's office for public inspection.
Alderman Carroll. Alderman Carroll.
I'm sorry, I second.
Okay.
Can she type that in the chat, please?
Public comments be made available. Okay.
Mayor, point of order. We've already got Alderman Thomas's motion on there. If Alderwoman Avant Elliott wants to amend that motion, I think that's proper, but she's making a different motion.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hold on, Mayor. I'm gonna do it correctly. I'm gonna. Okay, to speed up time, I move to amend the motion to strike citizens' comments in the minutes and include in the city clerk office for public inspection.
Yes, Alderman Carroll.
Second.
It's terrible.
Okay, any further discussion?
It's terrible.
All right, call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Alderwoman Dales,
Absolutely no.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott,
Yes.
Alderwoman West,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
No.
Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderwoman Reed.
Yes.
Okay, 5-2, Mayor.
Okay. Let's move it along.
Mayor, point of order. So now we have to vote on the motion as amended now. So we just
All right.
voted on amending that motion. Now we need to actually vote on the motion itself.
All right, Alderman Thomas.
I move
As amended.
to, I'm sorry, Mayor.
Well, we've already voted on it, so we need to.
Yeah, we just voting to accept the motion as amended. I move to accept the motion concerning the public comments as amended.
All right.
Second.
Okay. Then, call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Alderwoman West,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderwoman Reed,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
No.
Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dales,
No.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott.
Yes.
Five yes and 2 no's, Mayor.
Okay. Resolution number 2020-10. Rec Center pool repair. Alderwoman Elliott.
That's
I'm
Alderwoman
sorry,
Dales.
Alderwoman Dales.
I'm sorry, I lowered my hand.
Alderwoman Dales.
Okay, I would like to make a motion for resolution 2020-10, a resolution of the City of Bellflower Neighbors, Missouri concerning the recreational center pool repair sole source bids. Whereas the City of Bellflower Neighbors, Missouri Board of Alderpersons deem it necessary to improve the public park or facility, specifically Bellflower Neighbors Recreational Center outdoor pool, to serve its citizens as well as those in the metropolitan area.
Alderman Carroll.
I second.
Moved and proper second. Are there any further discussion? Go ahead.
I move to amend the resolution and add under section 1, these bids will be opened in an open session of a meeting of the Board of Alderpersons.
Would you read that again, please?
I said, I move to amend the resolution and add under section 1, these bids, we're doing 3 bids, that the bids be open in an open session meeting of the Board of Alderpersons.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All right. Are there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposers, nay. All right. Now,
We need to go back and vote on the resolution now. Alderwoman Dales read
okay.
as amended.
Okay.
All right. Has been moved and properly second on Alderwoman Dale's resolution. And so there's a motion now on the floor to approve it as amended.
That's correct.
Is there a second?
Are you typing that, Alderman Carroll?
Huh?
I was asking Alderman Carroll to type his motion.
I thought he typed it.
No, I got it as a,
Yeah, it's in there. So, let's vote on the resolution, then we vote on the amended portion, and then we'll vote on the resolution.
we've already voted on the amended portion, Mayor. I just made a motion to approve the resolution as amended.
Right.
So it just needs a second now and a discussion and vote.
Second,
Any further discussion?
no.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposers, nay. All right, motion passes. Reimbursement for grant writer. Who else
Mayor.
presenting that? There's no one listed.
Mayor?
Yes.
Yes. I move to reimburse Alderwoman West for amount of $1,700 for the expense for the grant writer in return for the grant documents to be used for further grants.
Is there a second?
Christian second.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Yes, Mayor, I have a question.
Okay.
It was never approved by the board for her to submit her to pay for a grant writer. And if it was, then it needs to go to the Missouri Ethics, because that's unethical for any alderperson to pay anything to anyone on behalf of the city. And that's my understanding. If that's the case, any of us can go and pay somebody to do something, but under the Missouri Ethics, from my understanding, and if I have to send a letter to them so they can explain it to us, the city should not be reimbursing anyone for anything of that nature. It should have been voted on. It should have been signed by the mayor. We just can't do things because we want to do them. It has to go in proper procedure, and it was not done correctly, nor did the board, to my knowledge, vote on it.
Mayor?
Alderman Thomas.
Yes, it wasn't done properly. And also we had many discussions concerning the alderwoman paying that amount of money. And we tried to talk her down not to do it. And I don't have the minutes and I don't know if it was recorded, but it was stated by the alderwoman that don't worry about it. I don't need the money. And so now for you to come back and ask to be reimbursed because the grant did not go through, I don't think it's fair. We just voted not to pay someone's lights that didn't follow the process. We can't come back and pay someone who didn't follow the process because they're on the board. That's all I have to say.
Alderwoman Elliott.
Yes, I would like to offer some statements for debate. The board recently approved former Alderman Weesey's purchases for barriers and was adamant about making sure that he was reimbursed. Although you stated, Mayor, that you did not authorize him to do that, and he indicated in his communication that he was supporting the city. So we was not aware of any approval by you prior to those expenses incurring, but as a courtesy for the work that was completed, we as a board authorized reimbursement. Additionally, this is not a request of Alderwoman West. That's why she's not making the motion. But on a previous board meeting, Alderwoman Tapman indicated that she had documents in her hand of the application. And so if there is documents in an alderperson's hand, that means that we have possession or can obtain possession of the work performed by the individual. And if we can obtain the work performed by an individual, we should be reimbursing Alderwoman West for that particular fee. That is my debate. Thank you.
Alderwoman West.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, Alderman Thomas, you're lying. Never made such a statement.
Point of order. You gotta watch. You can't accuse him.
Well, I'm accusing him of lying because he accused me of saying something I didn't say.
Point of order.
So that means he lied.
We cannot engage.
What's your point of order?
My point of order is the alderwoman is out of order for calling the alderman a liar and to refrain from those types of comments.
Okay, Alderman Thomas, you were
Alderwoman West.
completely truthful in your
Alderwoman West.
statements. Yes, sir.
The point of order is well taken. Refrain from calling people liars.
Yes, sir.
I'm sitting next to her, so.
Okay, so, well, it really upsets me when somebody say I say something I did not say. I'm 70 years old and I'll say whatever I choose to say to anybody and own up to that. So now, what I want to do is read an email to Fran Stevens on 7/20. But before I do that, we brought this up in June during a public meeting. And I had said at that time, I had already hired or was in the process of hiring a grant writer to see about repairing the pool. Now, at that time, not one person on the board uttered any disagreement to that. Not one person. The mayor's comment was, so let me understand this. Are you saying you're willing to pay for this out of your own pocket? I said, yes, the rec center is my baby. So yes, I'm willing to do that. Now, that's what I said. Now, on 7/20, I sent an email to the entire board. Good evening, Fran. I am requesting that this resolution be put on the August 6th agenda for me to present to the BOA to discuss and vote on. This resolution must be returned to Tina Zimmerman by August 7th. I have already paid the $17.50 as half of the payment due for her to submit the grant. If additional information is needed, please feel free to contact me and I'll attempt to answer any questions prior to the BOA meeting so we don't have to spend a lot of time on this. I will pay the other half once the resolution is passed. So now that's one on 7/20. I try not to read all of these, but when the mayor refused to put that on the agenda, and I have an email, but I called Mayor Pearson and asked about this. Why was he taking it off the agenda? Mayor Pearson stated or asked me, why should the city pay for something or vote on something that I was paying for? And I said, I'm paying for it to help the city, but it's for the city. It's not for me, it's for the city. So that was my response. And he also said, well, we already have a grant writer. And I said, we never approved Rodney Robinson to be our grant writer. Give me my magnifying glass. So I sent a backup email to Mayor Pearson. Greetings, Mayor Pearson. This is a follow-up of our conversation regarding the park grant resolution I asked to have on the August 6, 2020 BOA agenda. We had this conversation on August 3rd, 2020 at approximately 11:30 a.m. You stated you wanted this resolution removed from the agenda because we, the city, already have a grant writer that was approved by the BOA. I disagree with that statement because the BOA never approved Mr. Rodney Robinson as a grant writer or anything else as far as I recall. If you disagree with this email as it relates to our conversation, please let me know via email. Respectfully, Alderwoman West. Dorothy White Colvin on July 31st, 2020. Fran, attached is the revised resolution for the park discussed. I advised Alderwoman West that it was not let's see, it's not reading correctly, that we would revise it. I am not submitting any of these. Why is it cut off? The print is cut off. Now I have it where I can pull it up and share it with everybody to see. I do have that. In fact, I have every email as it relates to this grant. So I call myself trying to help the city because we didn't have much money by doing this. Now, what Alderwoman Dales is referring to is the meeting that you guys had with Pat Kelly, where they asked Pat Kelly if it was legal for me to do this, and you all informed Pat Kelly that that meeting on August 12th was an illegal meeting. None of you are qualified to make that statement, and this is what I propose. I propose that those of you who are running around saying that meeting is illegal to take us to court. That's what I would like for you all to do. Then we can put this baby to rest one way or the other. I will not be lied on. If you don't want to reimburse me, that's fine. Then don't use all the information to use for this grant because I paid for it. And so I will deny the use of that information because I paid for all of that work that was done. So now if you use it, you're gonna have to pay for it. I'm done.
All right.
Mayor, for a point of clarification for proper record keeping, Alderwoman West, is it 1,700 or 1,750? Because when the documents are submitted, it will need to match.
1,750.
Okay, I would like to make a motion to amend to correct the amount of 1,700 for the expenses for the grant writer and replace it with 1,750.
Is there a second? Alderman, I'll see one hand up, and that's Alderwoman West. Do you?
Well, no, I can't second and I cannot vote.
Hand I see up.
Now, let me ask, Mayor, is this a different
My hand down, I can't see.
second from the other one?
Yes, so I'm moving to correct my motion. So I have to change the amount to 1,750.
Okay.
So, yes.
But you need
We need a second.
Yeah.
Christian second.
All right, thank you. Moving to proper second that she would change the number on the first motion to 1,750. Call the roll. All in favor? Vote yes. Call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Okay, Alderwoman Avant Elliott,
Yes.
Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderwoman West.
I have to abstain.
Okay,
One of a kind.
Alderwoman Reed,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
No.
Alderwoman Dales.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4 yes, 2 no's, 1 abstain.
Okay. Alderwoman West. I don't know how you can recall our conversation when I said verbatim when I can't recall it. I'm gonna have to abstain from talking to you the next time.
Because I typed it right after the conversation. Thank you.
Okay, Alderwoman Dales.
Mayor, this is a question for Attorney White Coleman. Attorney White Coleman, if we have no minutes approving Alderwoman West to pay Tina Zimmerman and no resolution for her to be our grant writer, is there any way that either you can provide that? Because I'm going to send a complaint to MEC because this has to be done. Because nobody can just go out and say, I'm paying for something, and then come back and say they want their money without it being approved.
So where was your complaint when I brought this up back in April or May?
Attorney White Coleman.
I don't care about attorney. Where was your complaint at that time, young lady?
I am talking to Attorney
And
White
I am
Coleman.
talking to you.
Well,
Point
I'm
of
not
order.
responding to you.
Chair.
What's your point of order?
The alderwoman is being derogatory towards the other
Oh, I'm
alderwoman,
not
and
being
that's uncalled
derogatory,
for.
but I can
As
be.
usual.
It's uncalled for.
But I can be derogatory.
All right.
You haven't seen derogatory.
Alderwoman West,
Yes, sir.
once again, a point of order against you is well taken.
Yes, sir.
All right, where were we at? Proceed.
Yes.
I'm asking Attorney White Coleman if she can provide that information, or if the city clerk can provide me with those resolutions, or when that was approved by the board, so I can submit that to MEC, Missouri Ethics Commission.
Okay, well, they'll have to pull
That's
that up.
fine. I just
now.
wanted for the record that the city clerk has that information.
Okay.
Okay, I'll have to check and see if I have that information, but send me an email
I
to what
sure
you're
will.
asking for so I can make sure I get it correctly, please.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Mayor,
All right, do we have a motion on the floor? Did we vote on everything?
We did.
what
All
was
right, let's move on to the next one.
No,
Next one is-
Mayor, what was the vote on that?
All
Oh,
right,
we just
I'm
amended
sorry.
the motion, Mayor.
say that again.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott amended the motion from 1700 to 1750. So we have to go back to the original motion of moving to reimburse Alderwoman West 1750 for the expense.
Well,
Okay,
she already made that motion, and I thought she got a second to it.
and we
But it
voted.
was amended.
Okay, I moved.
Made it as amended.
Okay, let me just do it, Mayor. Let me just do it. I move for the motion for reimbursement of $750 to be accepted as amended.
Who made the second?
Christian?
Okay. Call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Already.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
No.
Alderwoman Dales,
Absolutely no.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderwoman West,
Abstain.
Alderwoman Reed,
Yes.
and Alderman Christian.
Yes.
Okay, 4 yes, 2 no, 1 abstain.
Okay. Approval of recreation space for toys and tots event.
It's on there?
Mm-hmm.
Now, who's doing that?
Oh,
Alderman Carroll.
Okay, Alderman Carroll, I couldn't see you. It was blocked.
I move to approve use of recreation space for Toys for Tots event.
Hold on 1 minute.
Wait a minute.
Alderwoman Dales. Alderwoman Dales, your hands up.
I'm sorry, Mayor. I had my hand up by mistake. I apologize.
Okay, is there a second? Alderman Thomas.
Alderman Thomas, I second.
All right, they've been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposers, nay. All right, motion passes.
Yeah.
Bill number 2600, Alderwoman West.
I'm gonna read that for it.
Where is that? I don't see it.
Alderman Carroll is
I'm typing it in right now.
Research shows people remember commercials with nostalgia. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes.
I think that's you, Reed.
That'll really keep you.
No, I'm sorry.
There you go. You trying to watch TV?
I move to do the first and second reading of and approve bill number 2600.
Is there a second? I'm sorry, hold on a minute. Is that Alderman Thomas?
I second.
Oh,
Been moved and properly second. Are there any further discussion?
I'm sorry, I forgot to read the title.
Call the roll, Madam Clerk.
He didn't read.
He didn't read the title.
Yeah, read the title, Mayor, I'm sorry. I move to do the first and second reading and approve bill number 2600, an ordinance confirming Todd Hamby and the firm of Carmody McDonald as special counsel for certain pending matters.
Now, second, Alderman Thomas. Alderman Thomas, would you give your second again, please?
Yes, second.
All right. Are there any further discussion? Roll call.
Alderwoman West.
no.
Oh, my pen stopped. Okay, Alderwoman Reed.
No.
No.
Alderman Carroll.
No.
Alderman Thomas.
Yes.
Yes.
Alderman Christian.
No.
Alderwoman Dales.
Yes.
Alderwoman Yvonne Elliott.
No.
Okay, 5 no and 2 yes, ma'am.
All right. Budget amendment for community events.
Mayor,
The motion, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead on, Rachel.
Bill number 2600 was voted on and failed by the Board of Alderpersons. So there's no ordinance number. Oh,
Okay.
the vote failed 5-2, I'm sorry.
Okay, budget amendment for community events.
I move for the budget to be amended to transfer funds allocated for Kwanzaa and Black History to account number 4104 asphalt and concrete for the use of speed bumps, given the events, given the cancellation of events due to the pandemic.
Alderman, I guess that's Alderman Carroll.
Second.
The moved and properly second. Are there any discussion?
Absolutely.
Alderwoman Dales.
The Black History Celebration has not been canceled. And every year for the last 4 years, we use the inclement weather date as Juneteenth. And it has not been canceled. Matter of fact, we have already made arrangements. And I know you're upset, Miranda, that you can't do Juneteenth. And this is all personal for all of you all. But it's a shame. It's just a shame. It has not been canceled. Kwanzaa has, but the Black History Celebration hasn't.
Okay.
I stated that in 2 meetings. We're moving it to Juneteenth. But I already know how the 5 of you are going to vote, and we're still going to have the Black History Celebration.
Okay.
Mayor, for debate, this is moving funds. So events can take place without a budget because there are activities and community individuals that will do things without a cost. When I did the youth resource fair, it was over 200 people who participated, and there was no expense to the city. So things can take place without a budget expense. And given the need for barriers and speed bumps in Ward 4 and other areas, I think that that will be an appropriate transfer of funds just for this year, and the board can revisit funding events for next fiscal year.
We have, Mayor,
That concludes my debate.
we have always had a budget. And yes, because she's never done an event. We have always had a budget. We have to raise additional money, but I already know how the 5 are gonna vote. So we'll just have to.
But when I got to the choir.
Mute yourself, Alderwoman Reed.
Alderman Thomas.
422.
Yes, excuse me. I don't want to prolong this, but to take the money now, Kwanzaa said, the chairperson for Kwanzaa did say that they weren't going to do their event. So I would be in agreement with that, those funds being transferred over to that for the asphalt. But to say that you're just going to take the money away from the Black History Program and not even speak with the chair or not even advise the committee of what I did read your email and saw where, you know, that's what you propose to do, but that's not fair to the citizens of the city of Bell Fountain. Thank you.
Mayor, if I can make one comment towards debate. I believe what's fair to the citizens is that they have constantly on next door and in our meetings asked for us to take care of city business, and they have expressed continuously concerns of speed. And they have not expressed the need for events, that they wanted the city to act on crime and speed. And this has been consistently in our minutes prior to your term. So this is for the citizens, and I'm sure they will appreciate a speed bump. I will be making a recommendation for St. Cyr to the safety committee because of the speed that takes place there.
And also the citizens have stated to me how well they like the Black History celebration. It's the biggest celebration with the most of the citizens who do attend. And we have a big enough budget that you don't have to take the $2,000. But again, I know it's personal.
Okay. I do think it's rude and out of order to just automatically cancel the Black History Program without further discussion, any discussion to the chairperson. But you did.
Just for clarification, Mayor, that is not my motion. My motion is to move funds, not to cancel anybody's event. That is,
Well, if
that
there's
was
no
not in my.
fund, then it's canceled.
If you work with us,
Patrick,
Miranda,
let me
you
speak.
know
Let me
that we
speak.
used the
Let me speak. We're
$2,000
not going to
as the
argue.
budget.
We're not going to argue back and forth. Patrick, Howard.
Yeah, so as a point of clarity for, those are two separate funds. I just want to make mention of that the account 5104 is in the capital improvement fund, and the event activity budget is a part of the general fund.
Mm-hmm. So we're making a motion for those funds to be moved over to that asphalt line.
Okay.
Yeah, so then we can have more money for the speed bumps and any other type of, I guess, safety responses. Yeah.
All right. We end debate and ready to vote. Call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Alderwoman Dales.
Absolutely no.
Alderwoman Yvonne Elliott.
Yes.
Alderwoman West.
I am going to make her correct. Yes. Since you want to know how people vote.
Alderman Christian.
No. Me.
Alderman Thomas.
No.
Alderwoman Reed.
Yes.
Alderman Carroll.
No.
1, 2, 3. I got 3 yes and 4 no.
Mm-hmm.
You have 3 yes.
I got West yes, Reed yes, Christian, Carroll no, Thomas no, Christian, no. Dale's no, and Avant Elliott, yes.
Okay, so give me the number again.
The motion fails.
I've got 3 yes and 4 no.
Okay, so the motion fails.
Yes,
Right.
moving on.
Moving on.
Who was that said moving on? Why y'all get in a hurry now? You haven't been in a hurry all night. Y'all gonna rush me. Okay. Standing order amendments.
Mayor,
Did I skip something?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think standing order is next.
Okay, Mayor, I would.
Standing committee amendments.
Mhm. I move that the board approve the second Thursday meetings for board trainings, workshops, for city goal setting and the date the setting committees meet.
Alderman Carroll.
Okay, who is that?
Alderwoman Dales.
I'm sorry, Mayor, I didn't mean to have my hand up. I just,
Just keep doing it all night. Take it out.
Treasurer Howard. Okay, you took it down.
I didn't hear that comment.
There was no comment.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now state your motion again, because I don't forgot what it was.
It's in the chat, Mayor. I move that the board approve the second Thursday meetings for board trainings, work sessions for the city goal setting and the date that the standing committees meet. So we will not just be meeting second Thursdays for nothing.
So you're making that a permanent meeting?
It's already permanent based on the previous motion, but now I'm specifying the activities that we would do if as needed.
All right, roll call.
Did I get a second?
A second.
I think,
Jamie.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't have it.
go ahead.
Alderwoman West,
Yes.
Alderwoman Reed,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
No.
Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dales,
Absolutely no.
You are absolutely right. Absolutely no.
okay.
You are absolutely right.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott,
Yes.
5 yes and 2 no's.
All right, motion carries. Let's see, discussion of city boards and commissions. Alderman Carroll, 10-minute limit. Alderman Carroll.
Yes, Mayor, I would just like to bring to the board's attention, I've been to a couple of the board or the commission meetings since I've been elected and kind of witnessed some of the processes. And I think moving forward, I think like we need to kind of revamp our board and commission ordinances. I think we need an aldermanic rep on each one of those boards and commissions to kind of guide and direct where we would like to see the commissions go and what type of work we would like to see those commissions do. And I'd also like to include something like if you're absent twice in a year, that you're automatically removed from the committee. With the Public Safety Committee, it only meets 10 times out of the year, where we don't meet in November and December. And if you're missing twice in the year, maybe it's not the right time or place for you to be at that moment. So I'm just bringing this forward to the board to see if we can come to some sort of consensus, some kind of recommendations, plans to get these commissions kind of doing what they're supposed to do per the ordinance and get them working for the city. That's all I have.
Okay. Thank you. That requires no action, right?
And it's just a discussion because
Just discussion.
I just
All right,
kind of
go
would
ahead.
like, you know, because if we start changing the ordinance, so this is why we have, there's been discussion and the residents know that we're considering this.
Okay, Alderwoman Dales.
It should be considered, but after COVID, because so many people are dealing with so many issues, you know, after with their family members and being exposed and not wanting to disclose their medical records. I think it's a good thing, but after we come out of the pandemic.
Sure, and then we can get this ordinances in place, and then, you know, when everything's kind of these safer at home orders have been lifted and everything like that, we'll have it all ready and move forward.
Well, basically what I was saying, come up with the ordinances after that, because we do have, these are volunteers.
I agree.
And we don't have, the people that we have, they're dedicated and they may miss 2 meetings. And it's because of personal reasons. Most of our volunteers are very dedicated. So we could be losing very, very good people because of 2 meetings. So, well, I know you all are going to do what you want to do anyway, but, you know, I had to put that out there as consideration for the citizens that.
Well, now, Mary, you told me I couldn't make derogatory statements, and every time she opened her mouth, that's what she does.
Who was that speaking out of order?
That was Alderwoman West.
As usual.
I couldn't see you. I didn't recognize you.
Okay, Wanda, why don't you come to 9741?
Now you out of order. Now you way out of order.
Way out of order, because I never opened my mouth. I don't know what you're talking about.
You just.
I never opened my mouth. I don't have a clue what's going on.
Way out of order now. If we was having a face-to-face meeting in the boardroom, I'd have you removed.
And I would be dragging you and some others right along with me, baby. I'd be snatching, honey.
All right, we've discussed it. We're moving on.
Right, can we move
All
on?
right, my apologies.
We moving on to the next one. Yes, Alderman Carroll. Alderman Carroll.
I'm sorry.
It's the Park and Recreation Board Development 10-year master plan.
I move to refer to the Parks and Recreation Board to develop a 10-year master plan for the city's parks that details the direction of park projects, programming, repairs, and any future maintenance, along with estimates for future budgeting, and present this master plan to the BOA and the mayor at or by the June 17th, 2021 BOA meeting.
Second.
Yes, Alderman.
Mayor, we need this master plan. As I reviewed the city parks grant application, and that's part of this plan is part of that application process. And additionally, I think we just need something like this in place, because you have Pruitt Park that's a big cage of empty court, and you've got, I don't know how to pronounce it, Doherty Park down here in the 4th Ward that was basically houses that were flooded back in 1993. That's just an open field. I think the Parks and Rec Committee should be kind of going through the parks and like how we can develop those parks and integrate that into our community and looking at long-term financial planning as to what's needed and that sort of thing.
Okay. So now it's a floodplain, so you know, from time to time it floods out there.
Well, I understand that, but you can still put some plastic playground equipment on it, or put a soccer field or football field or something.
Yeah, that's true.
May I speak?
That's Amy.
No, all right, now, let's see, are you doing a motion? Let me see.
It's been moved and seconded by Alderwoman Yvonne Elliott. We're on the debate right now.
Alderman Elliott, you second the motion?
Yes, sir. And one of your recreation staff asked to speak.
One of the what now?
The recreation staff asked to speak.
Okay.
Amy asked to speak, or Amy or Martha asked to speak.
Oh, that's what you said. I didn't know what
Yes,
you were
sir.
saying. You were speaking a little.
Yes, may I speak?
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor? Okay. The department has had a 5-year plan in place since 2002 that has been revised every 3 years. Okay. And I do not think it's fair that you try and do this until we have a director in place. So if you could please wait until we have a director in place to move forward with this, that would be in the advantage of the city and the Department of Parks and Recreation.
Let me see here.
Mayor, the date for presentation to the board is June 17, 2021. What's your timeline for filling that position with the applicants that we have?
Oh, are you talking to me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my timeline is soon. It will be very soon. We
Okay.
interviewed 3 people this week.
Okay, Amy, would that be sufficient? Is June 17, 2021 that it would have to be presented?
That would be fine. According to the agenda, it was next month.
Oh yeah, that was a typo. Okay, thank you.
All right. Any further discussion? I see Alderwoman Reed's hand. Okay. Barbara's hands up.
No, you go first.
Mayor, this is just part of the ordinance requirements. Like I said, when we were discussing about the boards and commissions, I think some of these boards have gotten off a track as to what they're supposed to be doing per the ordinance. It's not about hosting events as what is kind of taking place right now in the city. A lot of these boards are supposed to be planning and being advisory to the board as to how we should proceed. And regarding the comment that a recreation director, this is a board. This isn't about what the director of the rec center wants. This is spelled out in the ordinance that this is what the Parks and Recreation Board is supposed to be doing, not the director of the rec center.
Why are you feeling?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mayor. So, whereas I agree with some of what Alderman Carroll is saying, I disagree in that I think the deadline he's putting on it is too early. Additionally, I agree that the Board of Parks and Recreation is supposed to be doing this. However, in the past, Mark Dickerson did everything. So the board really has no idea of what to do. They're kind of working blindly, and it's really not their fault. You know, when you have someone who just takes over stuff and you just allow them to run it, that's what happened. And so they really don't know how to operate without that leadership. So even when a director comes in, that person is going to need time to become acclimated to that position and what his or her duties will be. So that's all I have to say.
Alderman Carroll.
You had your time.
Also, Regarding Alderwoman West Point, just because that's how it's been done, that's a big part of the problem we're facing, because we do everything that's how it's been done, and how things have been done is what's gotten us into the position that we're in right now. So we need to start empowering these commissions. And that's why I mentioned in the discussion that we need to have aldermanic reps into those commissions, on each of those commissions, to be providing direction and guidance to kind of assist with these projects. And additionally, just because there's a June 17th, 2021 deadline does not mean that that can't be extended.
Alderwoman Reed.
Thanks, Mayor. Yeah, I actually wanted to say a little bit of what Alderwoman West has said. I mean, Mark Dickerson, I'm not sure about him being controlling kind of what she was saying, but he was a double person. He was a resident and an employee. So, and with his background as being a resident, an employee, so he had all of that firsthand knowledge, that about the maintenance or repairs that were going to be needed, and also buying in as a citizen. So knowing what, he had that buy-in on what you would want in the community. So I do believe the gap in having a person there, in that role would help with that knowledge. But there could be a different chairperson that would be a resident. But also I did think they only have 5-year plan. I don't know if 10-year is really aggressive. Also keep in mind that our budgets are typically approved by June 30. We like to approve them before June 30th. So having something due that late may not work, but just to let you know that. Thank you, sir.
All righty. I see no other hands up. Let me see here. We got a.
We need to vote now, Mayor.
I beg your pardon?
We need to vote now on it.
Yeah, okay. All right, call the roll. Let's vote on it.
Alderman Thomas.
No.
Alderman Christian.
No.
Alderwoman West. Did she? Alderwoman West.
Alderman Carol, she couldn't wake her up.
I said yes. I was moving around getting the fan and stuff. Well, I'm sorry.
Right.
Okay. Alderwoman Yvonne Elliott.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. 10 minutes. Okay. Yes. Alderwoman Dales. Dale's not there. Alderwoman Reed.
Yes.
Alderman Carroll.
Yes.
Dales didn't come back. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3.
Woman Dales, where is she?
I don't know.
But she can vote when she get back. Well, what's your count you got now?
Well, you got 4 yes, 2 no's, and 1 absent.
Okay, there you go.
So she can vote when she get back. It ain't gonna change nothing, but she can vote when she get back.
Where's
Yes. Alderman Carroll.
I move to refer to the Youth Commission to study and provide a written report of the general welfare of youth and young adults 25 years and younger in the community, and provide recommendations for the improvement in the overall welfare of youth and young adults, and present this report to the BOA and mayor at or by the December 16th, 2021 BOA meeting.
It's what you say, 2021?
Yes, so they have a year, Mayor.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's 2020 on this thing.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
well, it's 2020.
Okay. Alderman Reed.
Well, you know what? That's okay. Because it does say 2021. I'm sorry, because they don't meet in November and December too. So, but that's fine. they still have 10 months.
Okay. Is there a second?
I second it.
Yeah.
Okay, any further discussion?
Yes, Mayor. I would like to suggest, when we have a deadline, most, groups, organizations, committees have benchmark dates so that they would provide reports along the way. So, I would recommend, that the chairs kind of, have some type of due date along the way leading up to that. So then, if there's any budgetary items like for the parks, we would have it in time for the budget year.
I'm sorry.
Alderwoman Reed.
Thanks, Mayor. I'm sorry for having a second comment, but I see it says 25 and younger. I guess I wanted an explanation on that because our youth commission has always been youth. You know, I think they kind of focus on 14 and under. So I don't know if that's their expertise. I mean, I don't consider my 26-year-old a youth. So why are you trying to get them to kind of study and understand things have been done in the past differently, and you want to move it possibly forward in another way? But I'm not sure when these people got on the board that they were looking at people over the age of 14. I guess that's for Alderman Curl.
May I address that, Mayor?
Alderman Carroll.
If you review the ordinance, it doesn't say just specifically mention youth. It mentions young adults. I know historically it's been youth, 14 and under, but the actual ordinance says young adults. So that's why I included that as well. And then also too, the county prosecutor, Wesley Bell, came to one of our public safety meetings and spoke about factors of crime and everything like that. And he said the biggest age, or the majority of crime is committed by young men between the ages of 18 to 24. So I think this is kind of combining youth commission and public safety in one thing to kind of focus at as well. So based on those two factors is why I included that in the motion.
Okay, thanks.
Alderman Thomas.
Yes, if I could address Alderman Carroll, Mayor. I just was wondering, had you talked to anyone on the Youth Commission concerning what your findings are concerning the ordinances to get any of their input?
No.
Okay. I think that would help also, because we have some people that's been on the Youth Commission for so many years, and I think that to start telling them about statistics and that they have to come up with these algorithms to say what the youth are doing or possibly what the youth might want might be kind of taxful to them. But I do agree with you that an automatic representative could help them in that field to help them along in building a better programs for the parks and recreation. That's all I have.
I apologize. I had to step away for a minute. And I think you said that I could vote on something when I got back.
Tell her what the motion is.
Mayor, just a point of order, that wouldn't be a proper process when.
That is a proper process. She can vote.
Based on what? It's been closed out. The voting has been closed out, and she has minutes that show, the city clerk has minutes that show when individuals have left out of the meeting and not been able to vote, that vote is now closed, and she just puts absent. So there is a record of absence when a person is not available at the time of the vote. You will be dishonoring the process by going back.
That's okay, Mayor, because I'm sure the 5 voted the way that they wanted to. So that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
And that's a derogatory comment.
Mayor, point of order. I mean, you have corrected Alderwoman West twice. And
Listen,
Alderwoman Dales continuously keeps saying
who you
that
calling the
five
point of
thing.
order on?
I'm calling a point of order on Alderwoman Dales. And, you know, her
She
constantly
needs to
doing
show her
that,
face.
that causes friction. And you have called out Alderwoman West twice and she stopped, but you have yet to call Alderwoman Dales out and make her stop. I mean, we all trying to get along here. It's 11 o'clock at night. Let us just move on with the business without those statements being put forth. We all vote the way we want to vote. And I need you to kind of control the behavior. You have controlled West twice, so control everybody.
I
Mayor,
can't control you.
and I didn't know that we could speak without showing our face.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
See what I'm saying?
You know how difficult it is to control people who think they got all the power in this meeting. Alderman Thomas. You're muted.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't have anything else to say.
Okay. Alderwoman Dales.
I'm fine with it, Mayor.
Okay. Alderwoman Elliott.
Yes, I just want to let the alderman know that this motion is in reference to what is already the responsibility of the Youth Commission. So if they are unaware after all these years, then that's a negligence on the part of the city in making sure that the people who sign up for the Youth Commission are individuals aware of the responsibilities aligned in the ordinance. So we would have to amend the ordinance to change that responsibility that he's referring to.
Alderman Thomas.
Yeah, you know, when we trying to help people in the community and we want different people to come up and take the stand, then it seems that you say that they already should know. But why can't we be teachers and help them along the way? Yes, there are rules. Yes, there are already ordinances in place, but we're trying to change it. I heard somebody say that, you know, some of the ordinances been on the books for 50 years. So we're trying to change things. So help people along the way. Just don't tell them that you should know. That's all I have to say for now.
Just a point of clarification, I did indicate that it was our fault if they do not know.
Point of order.
That they needed.
What's your point of order?
Point of order is I made my statement. She's in continued debate. If there's a motion on the floor, then we need to be voting on it.
We are in debate.
Alderman Carroll.
Well, that's why I made the comment when I was talking about the boards and commissions. All of these boards and commissions need an aldermanic rep to help guide them and provide direction. Like I said, I mean, they've just been kind of left to their own devices, and you know, they're not really in compliance with what our ordinances are requiring. So I'm not suggesting that like we just kind of leave them to whatever. But you know, we, as Alderwoman Dales, you know, she was talking about waiting after COVID and everything like that. But I think some of us can step up. I'm more than happy to help people with doing this and not needing to be an aldermanic rep to those boards or commissions to help.
All right, then let's vote.
All right.
Are we voting on both of them?
Now we're voting on.
Alderwoman Reed.
You.
Yes.
Alderman Carroll.
Yes.
Oh, my pen is not writing. Yeah, I used up all my ink. Alderwoman West.
Yes.
Alderman Thomas.
Yes.
Alderman Christian.
Yes.
Alderwoman Yvonne Elliott.
Yes.
Alderwoman Dales.
No.
6 yes, 1 no, Mayor.
Okay. All right, that takes us through our agenda.
Mayor.
Yes.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion real quick.
Go right ahead.
I want to move to add to the December 3rd, 2020 BOA meeting agenda the following: a discussion of Chapter 3, the alcoholic beverages, approval of the posting and making available for the public to receive the packets that with the exception of any closed records received by elected officials prior to the BOA meeting, and a discussion and approval of the mayor BOA to take legal action against the BOA regarding the August 12th, 2020 BOA meeting.
Second.
Wait a minute, what all this say?
The discussion of chapter 3. Can you read it? Oh, yeah. He has it in the chat.
It's in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, you want to, well, you can explain this to me at a later time. I don't want you to get into that tonight. But yeah, we'll need to talk about this because I have no idea what you're talking about in some of this. All right, let's vote. I don't give a dog.
Did they get a second?
Yes, Von Elliott, second. Alderwoman Dales. Oh, Mayor, did you tell me to call the roll?
Yes, ma'am. Call the roll.
Okay. Alderwoman Dales.
No.
Alderman Christian.
Yes.
Alderwoman West.
Yes.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott.
Yes.
Alderman Carroll.
Yes.
Alderwoman Reed.
Yeah.
Alderman Thomas.
No.
5 yes, 2 no, Mayor.
Okay. I'm sorry, but Alderwoman Reed, what was your vote?
I said yes.
Okay.
At first I thought we were discussing all of that, but that's for the next meeting.
That's for the next meeting, yeah.
Okay.
Alderwoman Elliott.
I move to amend the agenda to remove the closed session and table to the next board meeting.
I'll second that.
Okay.
I want to have the closed session meeting. I'm prepared to spend all night with y'all.
Oh, okay.
No, he
All
not.
night.
No, he
All right.
not. He's
Sounds like a winner to me. Want me to bring you a glass of wine?
Yeah, bring something.
We only have 54 minutes.
I need an eye opener.
Come on, we're getting a lot done tonight, Mayor. We're getting a lot done. We're putting things in motion. It's a good meeting for the most part.
Okay, go ahead and pass that motion she just put down. Is there a second?
Most.
Reed,
Huh?
I don't even know where we are.
I seconded, Mayor. Do
You
you
seconded?
do you want to have a closed session, Mayor? Are you being serious?
No, I don't want to have a closed session.
Okay, I'm making sure.
Okay, so Carol second, I thought Reed second.
Reed seconded first, I think. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
it's okay.
I know.
It's okay.
I know Alderwoman Reed ain't second no motion that did not have closed.
What?
Yes,
I mean,
she did.
I actually want to amend it, Mayor. I want to amend it to remove the report of the mayor and the report of alderman too.
Huh?
Well,
You want to amend the agenda?
let's see here.
Talking about tonight?
Okay, yeah, you can do that, and we'll have the.
Hold on, point of order. Hold on, point of order. We need to we've got a motion on the floor right now, so we
And
need
it's
to
been
deal with
second.
that, and then.
No, it's been second and I just amended it.
Okay.
She was trying to
Oh,
amend
you're
it.
gonna amend. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I need to.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Oh, women, she's doing her motion, Mayor. I'm sorry.
I'm tired of waiting now.
I know she's trying to do
I
it.
just said it. You can go ahead and vote.
Well, we got to get a second to yours.
Got a second.
I don't know we damn agenda.
No, we don't.
You
Just
second?
look on next.
No, I'm waiting on the.
Wait a minute.
All right, let's let one of me talk at a time now. Alderwoman Reed, did you second it?
I can't second my own motion, Mayor.
Oh, I didn't know you was motioning anything. Well, give me a second, somebody.
Carl already
Alderman Carroll, give me a second.
A second. I always second. Go. Let's go.
Okay, then. All right, let's vote. Let's vote on it.
For the discussion, Mayor, the last board meeting, we were supposed to move all agenda items to the last Thursday board meeting, and the Alderman report was not moved there. So I don't know if there's something that's necessary, or do you have a report? Because that means we would not have heard from you either on city business. Do you have a report for the board?
We don't need public comments at the end either.
Right.
Alderman Carroll.
Yeah, I think we ought to really look at like on the agenda that the mayor and the alderpersons only make one report a month. I don't have that much to talk about every other week. So I think maybe in the future moving forward, we need to consider something like that if the board's in agreement with it.
Okay.
Well, I think
Well, let's get the, okay, let's vote now.
Let's just vote on, yeah.
Okay, so
I
Alderwoman-
would like to make a motion to amend, I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda and remove all items and go to adjournment.
Yeah, I second.
Yeah, well, I want to hear from the public. we're not gonna take the.
Oh, no, no.
Then we
Leave that on there and I'm okay.
Then we can
No,
keep
I'm
everything
not
else
okay.
in.
Raise my hand.
That someone that you straighten that motion out to include.
Oh, are you
public.
doing a second? Hold on, let me see.
I second it.
Who
So
seconded?
let's go ahead and vote.
Now, what you second? Which
I'm
one?
seconding to remove everything and go straight to adjournment.
No.
Because we've already heard from the public once, so I'm in agreement.
And
But
we
they've
done
been
heard
here.
from you all 4 or 5 times. I want to hear from them 2 times at least.
We ain't had no report yet. We haven't had a
Huh?
report for months.
We haven't had a report.
Y'all been
in-
reporting all night. That's
We
all I've been
haven't had a
getting from
report.
y'all
We've been
all
taking
night
care of
long,
city
some kind of
business.
report.
We were reporting on the items on the agenda. I mean, it's only one alderperson that goes off the agenda when they're commenting.
Yeah, it's more than one.
No, most people
All
stay
right,
on the
come on, what's the
letter.
motion? I don't know what the motion, what is the motion?
I move,
It says,
I move,
items.
amend to remove report of the mayor and alderman also.
yeah,
And
and
public
public
comments.
comment and go to adjournment is what the motion is now.
Is that in the chat?
I'm
Not yet.
trying to get it in.
He typed
I would
it.
like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
And I already seconded. Let's go ahead and do a yay and nay.
No, we got another 45 minutes in this meeting.
All right, then I can make my report. I got some more stuff to read.
Alderwoman West?
Get her started. Don't get her started, please. I've been listening to her all night long. Come on.
I'm just saying, if that motion is not going to be recognized, then
Get your
my
cup of coffee.
comment debate is.
All right, let's vote.
Was there a second?
I seconded.
Okay, I couldn't hear it. It was a lot
All
of.
right, let's vote. Let's vote and get it out of the way.
Alderwoman West,
Yes.
Alderwoman Reed,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
No.
Alderman Christian,
No.
Alderwoman Dales,
Yes.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yes.
Yes.
Did Dale say yes? Oh my
I
God.
did, Teresa. I did.
I said my vote. My vote is no.
Okay.
What's the vote, Madam Clerk?
I got 5 yes and 2 no.
I would like to rescind my vote as well. I believe that we have all the persons who want to do a report.
We done already
Already
voted.
been voted on.
We voted.
Okay.
We in enough time to rescind, right?
No, it's been voted.
Not
Earl
after-
said
not
once
after
it's
vote done
seconded and
passed.
debated, it's already
Okay,
been voted.
all right,
We done
okay.
debated, so it's over with.
Please
All
make
right.
sure city clerk notes that 5 included Alderwoman Dales.
Right. I got her down.
Okay.
Right. Have a good night.
So,
Good night, everybody.
so,
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
no, I was gonna ask Jim if he wanted to.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Be safe.
Good night.
Okay, have a good night.
Good holiday.
Alderwoman Elliott, I'm not signing off until you sign off. Go ahead and put it looking at me.
Well,
Go ahead and
everybody
sign
else
off.
said, yeah, how about that?
I ain't.
Okay, you can go.
I'm going.
Good night, lock my door.
When I
I
pushed
was
this
born that
in
night,
button,
not last
everybody
night.
signed off. Hey, Avant Elliott, when I push this end button,
Everybody gone. Everybody gone, right.
Push that in button in.
Do
Would
your
you say
thing.
push it, man?
Push it,
Push
do
it.
it, friend. Come on.
Push it, friend. Use